race. The election will be held August 26, with the winner serving the rest of Beach's term through January of 2027. It is 65 degrees right now in Midtown Atlanta. WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards saying we are under a flood watch through 8 p.m.
Off and on rain through the course of today through tonight and continuing into tomorrow. And an additional 2 to 4.5 inches of rainfall likely between now and Wednesday afternoon.
And it will be cool. In fact, we could set a record today for the lowest or coolest high for this date if we fail to reach 70 degrees today. Atlanta's most accurate and dependable forecast is coming up. New this morning in the war in Ukraine, Russia sending a veiled warning, apparently, to the White House.
Without naming names, Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov told reporters, quote, everybody should be very, very cautious with nuclear rhetoric. This in response to President Trump's announcement that he's deployed 2 U.S. nuclear submarines to, quote, appropriate regions.
Correspondent Vicki Barker says White House Special Envoy Steve Witkoff is expected to head to Moscow this week to meet with Putin about the war in Ukraine. President Trump last week gave Putin 10 to 12 days to agree to a ceasefire or pay steep financial penalties. Well, according to its agenda, tonight's City Council meeting in Austell set to include a report on a plan to raise the salaries for both the mayor and council. Now, it comes after the recent approval of a 158% property tax increase in the city. Councilman Devon Myrick defends the raises.
The primary driver is to get compatible salaries to cities in Cobb County.
He notes the mayor and council of Austell have not received a raise in more than a decade. The plan would increase the mayor's pay by $2,000 and council's by $4,000 each. New from overnight, machinists at Boeing's defense business have gone on strike as of midnight after rejecting the company's latest contract offer.
About 3,200 employees at Boeing plants in Missouri and Illinois are off the job, shutting down fighter jet production. Workers went against their union leaders who'd recommended that Boeing's offer be approved. The labor action will ramp up financial pressure on Boeing's Defense and Space Division, which generates almost a third of the company's revenue. At the same time, the operation that's now on strike is far smaller than the civil aircraft business that took a big hit late last year by a walkout. I'm Bloomberg's Gina Cervetti for 95.5 WSB.
And Atlanta ranks 33rd out of 50 housing markets, and just a new list, the best housing markets in the country. In fact, many southern cities and states are taking a hit, according to Housing Heat Index from Bankrate.
What were once red-hot housing markets along the Sun Belt are now cooling, and housing markets in the Rust Belt and Northeast are heating up.
Yeah, in fact, Bankrate's Alex Gailey says Connecticut is the hottest housing market right now in the country, thanks to rising home values and fast-selling homes. Report says Atlanta lost points for total active listings in the city and total days on the market before a sale. It's 9:03. Mark Arum Show begins in less than 2 minutes. But first, live team coverage of traffic and weather. We start with Triple Team Traffic and Smile on Mark McKay.
Terrible delays, Judd. Gridlock conditions on Georgia 400 leaving Buckhead. I-85 out of Brookhaven, all due to a crash over an hour and 15 minutes old that involved up to 7 vehicles. Atlanta Fire Rescue, police, and Hero still on knocking out 3 left lanes. 85 southbound south of Georgia 400. With those left lanes gone, 400 delays begin at Lenox Road. Take Peachtree or Piedmont headed south. 85 is stopped now at 91. That is Claremont Road for that really slow ride. Beaufort Spring Connector is filled up as an alternate as well. Still watching some delays out of northern Gwinnett County. Ashley Frasca.
That's right, on 85 southbound slow in spots from Duluth. 316 getting to Beaver Ruin. A red alert over in Statham. Still has Highway 316 westbound shut down at Highway 211 Bethlehem Road. And live on the Jam Cam headed down to the Morrow area. All lanes temporarily closed with a crash. 75 north at Terra Boulevard to get it from the left shoulder to the right shoulder. Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
I'm WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards. Cloudy skies with off and on rain showers. Some will be heavy at times today, staying cool with a high of 68. Lows tonight in the mid-60s. More scattered rain showers tomorrow, high 72.
Storm tracker radar showing some scattered showers around the metro area. The heavier rain right now moving up from the south, about to hit Peachtree City as it makes its way into metro Atlanta. It is 64 degrees right now in Dunwoody, 65 in South Fulton, 64 degrees in Midtown Atlanta at 9:05. More news at 9:30. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Judd Hickenbotham, 95.5 WSB.
Welcome to this Free Weather Monday edition of the Mark Arum Show. Where the heck did summer go? First time in months I didn't have to put the AC on last night. Rolled the windows down this morning. I'm going to credit Deborah, meteorologist Christina Edwards, fresh back from vacation, giving us this amazing free weather Monday. We've got a massive show for you today. The big political news we knew was coming. It dropped this morning. We have officially have another Senate candidate. Derek Dooley is going to run for the Republican side of the Senate race here in Georgia. Eric Erickson is going to join us live at 10:35 with the latest on that. Huge local story. We're going to go in depth in an hour. Amazon just bought 1,000 acres between here and Macon for a huge data center. We're going to go in depth with Zach Hansen from the AJC in an hour. Going to go to the White House in just a second, fallout from Friday's job reports. But I'm really excited, Deborah, that Peter Greenberg, our travel expert, is going to be live in studio.
You can ask him all about North Korea.
Well, I'm going to ask him all about my weekend travel and what I did wrong and what I did right, because right after the show Friday, I told you on Friday I was heading to Chicago for this huge collector show.
Not Lollapalooza?
Not Lollapalooza, which is also going on there.
Yes.
So I got off the air, raced home, walked the pups, packed my bag, and drove down to the airport. And Friday afternoon, trying to get to the airport is a struggle, right, as we all know. I get down there. I park on the park and ride, on-campus park and ride. The lots were full. I had to find an adjacent lot. Get on the shuttle, and as I just get on the shuttle, I get a text from Delta saying, sorry, Tubbs, your flight's canceled. Like right as I got on the shuttle, and I'm like, so I don't know what to do. So I take the shuttle to the airport, and I go to the Delta desk, and I hand my driver's license to the guy at the Delta desk. I'm like, I was on the flight for Chicago, it's just canceled. What's going on? And he's looking, his computer, and he's like, well, I can get you on a flight tomorrow morning. I'm like, all right, what time? He's like, 11:30. I'm like, okay, that'll work. Like, I was only going up for one day. If I land at 11:30, I'll have a full day at the card convention, come back Sunday. I was like, fine. So he prints out what looks like a boarding pass, but it's basically just a seat request. Like, I don't have a seat. And I'm like, so I have to fly standby tomorrow? Like, this is a one-day trip, and I'm like, I can't risk it. It's too much. Just cancel my flight, and I'm just not going to go. And the dude's like, I can't cancel your flight here. You got to call this 800 number. And I was like, okay, fine. But I was disappointed. It was bad weather in Chicago, apparently, so it happens. I've been dodging flight cancellations for years. It finally caught up to me. It happened. I was like, well, all right, I'm going to call this 1-800 number and cancel my flight. So I text Maya. I'm like, I'm coming home, baby. Go take the shuttle back to my car. Still had to pay. I was there for like 90 minutes, and I still had to pay for a full day. That's okay. Drive home in crappy Friday traffic, get home, tell Maya what happened, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, let me see. I called the Delta number, and it was like, current hold time is 1 hour and 20 minutes. And I'm like, I'll try a little bit later. I'm not sitting on the phone. I'm going to have dinner with my wife. And then before I text my buddy, a Delta pilot, I was like, what's going on? He's like, yeah, Chicago's a mess. I'm stranded. So it was a legitimate thing. Like, lots of flights were canceled because of bad weather in the Midwest. So I have dinner with Maya, and after dinner, I'm like, let me log on to my Delta app and see what's going on. And then, voila, they had already, the seat that was requested, they gave me a seat on the 11:30 flight. So I was like, I'm back, baby. I'm back. So I flew to Chicago, had a great time. Sunday morning, I am, having a cup of coffee at the hotel, just chilling out. I get another text from Delta. My 12 noon flight's canceled. It's like you have to, fly out at 6 p.m. instead. And I'm like, all right, 6 p.m. I get back at 9, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, I pulled off a miracle. I'm not going to bore you with the details, but I was able to actually get an earlier flight back to Atlanta because we had rough weather here. But what an adventure. I just want to make sure Peter Greenberg's going to be in studio. I'm going to all right, what did I do right and what did I do wrong? I mean, it worked out. I got to spend a day, came home early. It was phenomenal, but what a mess. Like the timing of getting that text right after I jump on the airport shuttle saying, hey, Tubbs, that's what Delta calls me. That's my screen name, Tubbs. Your flight's canceled. Sorry, Cheech. Anyway, I'm back here. I had a great time. I'll tell you a little bit later on that. All right, back to Friday's show. Joining us from ABC News in D.C., it's Stephen Portnoy. Stevie, on a Friday morning show, we broke the news about the job numbers and the revisions, right? And I even mentioned, I'm like, what a difficult job that is, trying to come up with these job numbers. How does it even go about? Fast forward to that afternoon, and the person in charge of the jobs report is fired by President Trump. Crazy story. Is this without precedent?
Well, look, I don't know, in the long history of the Bureau of Labor Statistics, I don't know that there's never been someone removed, but it goes back to 1884 when Congress decided that it would be necessary to stand up a government organization that could report on the economic health and growth of the country. So is it possible that this has happened before? Yes, but no one around today can remember a circumstance like this, where the president, unhappy with the reporting, accuses the Bureau of Labor Statistics of producing phony and wrong numbers and deciding that because the person who heads it was appointed by Joe Biden, that it's time for a change. Ultimately, he makes these allegations that the numbers have been, made to look bad for him and good for his predecessor. But there's no one else close to this who can say that that's true. I mean, the president's economic advisors were on television yesterday, and they struggled to explain how there's any truth to that. Nevertheless, the law gives the president the power to do what he's done here, and he's taken it. But it has ramifications. It could. The argument being that, it's businesses, large-scale investors, small-scale investors who make decisions based on the data that the Bureau of Labor Statistics puts out. It's not just employment data, but also inflation data that sometimes the president has pointed to and said, oh, I like this report, but he says he didn't like that one, and so now the person who put out both has to go. And ultimately, it raises the specter of political interference or political pressure on this organization, which again goes back to 1884. And it could raise doubts about the quality of the data going forward. If there's now a sort of an understanding that you better put out numbers the president likes or else, that could raise doubts about the numbers that are put out by BLS going forward. And again, it's not just how politicians are rated or graded by the public. It's, businesses make decisions as to, whether they're going to eliminate positions or create positions and how much money to offer people who take those jobs based on the data put out by BLS. And the economists we've spoken with say they're horrified by the idea that a person in this role could be seen as someone who is loyal to or a lackey of any particular president at any given point in time. Erica McIntyre has been a career government statistician, economist, and the person who preceded her, who served Donald Trump in the first term, says that he can't believe that this has happened. And so, generally speaking, there's been a lot of criticism of the president's move, but the law that created this post does not have any restrictions on the president's ability to remove this person. There's no for-cause firing clause here, as there are for other government posts. Either way, generally speaking, the executive branch under Donald Trump views the president's constitutional power as unlimited when it comes to his ability to fire people who work in the executive branch, even if Congress, when creating these posts, sought to establish limits. In this case, there were none, and the president acted.
That being said, Stephen, has the president named a replacement yet?
Not yet, but he says he'll do it in 3 or 4 days, so you might expect it sometime this week. But that person will be subject to far more interest and scrutiny in the Senate confirmation process than perhaps anyone else before him or her. It's worth noting that Erica McIntyre was confirmed a year and a half ago, 86-8 in the Senate. And among those who voted for her, the sitting vice president and sitting secretary of state, J.D. Vance and Marco Rubio, gave a thumbs up.
Interesting. Stephen, this is a lot to unpack, but the revisions of the numbers, that's something we've grown accustomed to, right? This wasn't a one-off that those past projections were revised.
Well, it's interesting. Look, the president in years past has pointed to numbers coming out of the Bureau of Labor Statistics and alleged without any evidence that they're phony or fraudulent or cooked up or wrong. What he uses to make the argument is the fact that these numbers are revised, sometimes dramatically revised. It was last year a revision of 800,000. This year, this last week, a 250,000. And if he isn't arguing that they're phony, he argues that they're flat out wrong. But that's, I don't know if it's a systemic problem or just a function of the way this works, where the data comes in over time. It's survey data. The government sends out surveys to employers all across the country, and it takes time for that data to come back. And the expectation that the government, that the public has, that the markets have, is that this data is going to be reported as quickly as possible with an understanding that over time it'll become more accurate as more data comes in. Because one thing I read over the weekend indicated that the initial reporting is based on only 60% of survey responses. Well, that means that 40% is still outstanding. Now, how could the 60% result in data that sometimes is so wildly off, where all of a sudden 250,000 million jobs come off the books over a span of 2 months? It's a fair question to ask. But the idea that it's one person at the top of the organization who can make an impact, there's no one who says that the problem is the leadership of the organization. And nevertheless, the president has made this decision that someone's head had to roll because he didn't like the data. And so ultimately, look, is the president proposing to create a new way of churning out this information? Maybe he is. But can the markets and employers trust that the data is going to be as accurate as it has been in the past, despite the built-in understanding that sometimes the data fluctuates before it's permanently on the record? We'll see.
Yeah, maybe we'll see a change in methodology going forward. Stephen Portnoy, ABC News. Stephen, as always, thanks for your time.
You bet.
9:16 of the Corey Courier WSB 24-hour traffic center. Still watching heavy traffic all across Metro Atlanta. The rain, the light rain, the mist out there just making a mess on the roads on this back-to-school Monday. And that includes still inside the perimeter in northeast Atlanta. Long-standing crash with 3 left lanes still blocked. 85 southbound just south of Georgia 400. Bumper to bumper back before Claremont Road. That's also put negative pressure on Georgia 400 southbound out of Buckhead, making your way down to I-85. If you are leaving Buckhead, you can always use Piedmont or even Peachtree as alternates. 85 south to avoid those brake lights out of Chamblee to Brookhaven. You can use Beaufort Highway through the Beaufort Spring Connector. And a crash working in Beaufort. 985 southbound just south of Beaufort Drive working on the left shoulder. This report is brought to you by the Georgia Lottery. Hey, Georgia, remember you can play Georgia Lottery games for almost anywhere on any device. Go to GALottery.com and click on DigiGames. I'm Mike Schultz, 95.5 WSB.
You're by the pool.
You're relaxing.
You're sipping a drink.
Someone brings you a towel.
Adjust the umbrella.
Sound like a fantasy?
It's not.
This is Daniel from Grayson, Georgia. I just won $1,000 from WSB.
WSB's $1,000 Thursdays this Thursday.
Listen for the keyword at 9, 10, and 11 a.m. and 12, 1, 2, and 3 p.m.
Enter the keyword at WSBRadio.com or the WSB app.
I just put the keyword in, and oh my God.
Win $1,000. Get all the info at WSBRadio.com.
Thank you.
$1,000 Thursdays
from 95.5 WSB,
where Atlanta wins.
Change, it's always happening. It's a major part of life. When it comes to music, obviously change is all around us. Songs rewritten, classics remixed, bands and artists come and go. Even our taste in music changes. But no matter how things change in 5 years, there's one thing that will stay the same: the price of your internet. Hey, it's Mark Aaron back from my friends at Xfinity. Xfinity introducing a 5-year price guarantee. 5 years. It means you get 5 years of the most reliable Wi-Fi with their best equipment included, all for the price that stays exactly the same. 5-year price guarantee from Xfinity. Are you surprised? Don't be. Life is full of them. One internet price, 5 years, guaranteed. Learn more at Xfinity.com/deals. Restrictions apply. New residential customers only. Taxes and fees extra and subject to change. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA Fixed Broadband Experience Report of August 2024.
We are here with CFP Matthew Decker of the Vincent Financial Group and host of Retire ATL. And Matt, you've said that income is the outcome that matters the most in retirement. But what income streams require the most attention?
Yeah, so if you've got a pension or if you're living off of Social Security, you kind of know those income streams show up in your mailbox. That's mailbox money. It's almost like you're still working, and it doesn't really require that much attention. But most people that come into the office today, they are having to use their 401ks, their IRAs, SEP Simples, 403Bs that are invested in the market to generate income. And anytime you're going to use a market-linked asset where you have to go in and decide when you're going to buy and sell to generate your income, it takes a ton more effort, energy, and attention to get that piece of the puzzle right. But it doesn't actually have to be that way.
So, Matt, the number one fear of adults in retirement is outliving their money. How do we get started building income today?
Well, you can get started today. You'd call us for a no-cost, no-obligation retirement roadmap. We want to build a GPS for you that's going to help navigate retirement, and it's going to have a focus on building and preserving income. 770-280-1488. We've got a representative standing by to talk to you right now. 770-280-1488. Our home office is in downtown Woodstock, but we are available across the metro Atlanta area to meet with you at a time and place that fits your schedule. Again, 770-280-1488 or online at retireatlradio.com.
The team at Vincent Financial Group want to help preserve your assets while building retirement income that lasts as long as you do. Call today for your complimentary retirement roadmap, 770-280-1488. 1488. And you can always get more at retireatlradio.com and join us for Retire ATL Sundays at 6 p.m. right here on WSB.
Investment advisory products and services made available through Impact Partnership Wealth, LLC, IPW, a registered investment advisor. Neither the firm nor its agents or representatives may give tax or legal advice. Individuals should consult with a qualified professional for guidance before making any purchasing decisions.
Hi, it's Tim Andrews for My Roofer FGA Roofing. Are you considering a new roof but not sure when you'll be able to get it in the budget? FGA Roofing is offering a 000 offer this month. 0 down payment, 0 interest for 12 months, and 0 monthly payments. Search FGA Roofing for a free quote today.
Men, trouble in the bedroom? Not anymore. Priority Men's Medical Center restores your love life in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? Priority Men's Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant results on their first visit.
Priority Men's Medical Center's breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, regardless of age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. You'll see instant results in the office. Plus, qualified patients get their testosterone checked free. Call 404-885-8885. 404-885-8885. To restore your love life in just one visit, call now. 404-885-8885.
Breathe easier with Zerorez air duct cleaning. Trust Zerorez to get your ducts insanely clean. Mention WSB Radio to get $75 off your next cleaning. Use promo code AIR75 when scheduling online at ZeroResAtlanta.com.
The impending crisis of energy shortages has brought about an unprecedented quick action by the Congress in establishing the new Department of Energy.
48 years ago today, as heard on WSB Radio, President Jimmy Carter signed into a law creating a new cabinet agency. That was the Department of Energy. So I guess happy birthday to the Department of Energy. Turns 48 years old today. Just going back to that update from Stephen Portnoy about the jobs numbers. Deborah, I mean, we had a conversation about this Friday. Like, every time the job numbers comes out, it's like, oh, and we're going to revise the numbers from 2 months ago. This is a very simple fix to this. Just don't put out the numbers till you got the data.
That's a good point.
Yeah. So instead of, all right, in July, we're going to release the June numbers, but in 2 months we're going to revise. Just wait 3 months. So in February you get the December numbers, and in December you get the September numbers. Just wait till you actually have the right numbers, because as long as I've been doing this, that there's always revisions, some good, some bad. But as Stephen Portnoy said, they only get 60% of the numbers in by the time they release it. What the hell's that? That's just a dumb methodology. If you did a political poll, like the Atlanta Journal-Constitution, we've got a new Senate poll out. We're going to release 60% of the answers now, and then in a month from now, we're going to revise those numbers when the other four. No, just wait. It doesn't have to be the next month. That should be the new norm. You get the jobs numbers 3 months after the month, when we've got all our ducks in a row. Now, the person that President Trump fired, I don't know anything about her. Bureau of Labor Statistics Commissioner Erica McInturfer, I don't know. She was she had like 88 votes in the Senate, as Portnoy told us. J.D. Vance, Marco Rubio both voted for. I don't know if she's good at her job, bad at her job, or what this is, but I do know that since President Trump did this, and Stephen Portnoy said that no one can remember this, not that it's never done before, but in our lifetimes, the president hasn't fired the Bureau of Labor Statistics Commissioner before. You can't put someone from Fox News in this role. You can't put Don Jr. in this role. If you're going to make that decision, you've got to put someone qualified in that role. He might, he might doubt the numbers, the revisions. That's fine. I don't know the truth. But you can't put a lackey in there, or there'll be no credibility when it comes to the job numbers. It's within his right. He did it. He wasn't happy with the numbers. She's gone. But this can't be Greg Gutfeld is the new, any Fox News person or anyone in his family. Like, you have to legitimately put a doctor of numbers in this role, or else, what can we think of these numbers? And just change the methodology. Stop. Why? Can't think of another business where you would put out these numbers. Like last week, we had big numbers released, right, from Wall Street. Apple released their revenue figures, and Microsoft. They're not going to come back 2 months later. Oh, we're going to revise that ish. No, they wait until they get the actual numbers and they put them out. So there's got to be a change in the methodology. Vinny, do you have your wisdom teeth out yet? Have you had them pulled?
No, I haven't.
All right, you're going to have to do it soon?
I hope not.
All right. Well, I hope not, too. It was not fun. But I think laughing gas is like the number one thing they use when you're pulling your teeth. And apparently more people are dying from laughing gas than ever before. What's causing the laughing gas deaths, Deborah?
Yeah, well, this has nothing to do with your wisdom teeth at the dentist. It's just kids trying to inhale nitrous oxide or laughing gas. Nothing new. I think everybody had a generation. No. And the thing is these deaths have climbed by 500% in the past couple years because there's really no restrictions on buying nitrous oxide. You can get it at a lot of gas stations. It's now coming in flavors like candy, berry flavors, cotton candy.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh, that's just
and they're
dumb.
saying the biggest group of people using, I think we called them whippets when we were
kids.
Yeah, the whippets.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, 8th graders seem to be
Oh
the
my
biggest
God.
group of people
Jesus.
using these.
So it's I read the headline. I was like, oh no, like dentists off. No, all right.
No.
All right, so here's a hint to the parents. Like Longoria, if you've got young kids that are eventually probably going to get their wisdom teeth pulled out, anything you ever want to know from your child, ask them as they're coming out from under the gas to get their wisdom. I remember I woke up. I was a freshman in college. I woke up and my mom was standing there with a notepad and she knew. It's like truth serum, and she asked me every question she ever wanted to know about me, and I was like, yeah, I told her everything. It's probably healthy for us. Got everything out in the open. And, so there's my hint to the parents out there. You want to know the dirty details about your kids? Wait till they come up from being knocked out for their wisdom teeth. All right, when we come back, we're going to D.C., getting the latest on tariffs. It's the Mark Arum Show, 95.5 WSB.
About 12, 13 years ago, I remember sitting in the house watching TV when I noticed that one of the walls looked different. It was wet. My roof was leaking.
Dave Baker for Finley Roofing, the roof guys.
I needed a new roof. Only one company passed all my criteria, Finley Roofing, the roof guys. Turned out they really are the extra effort experts. Right now, Finley is offering upfront pricing, 0% financing, and a free roof analysis. When it comes to roofing issues, think of Finley first. See them on the web at finleyroofing.com.
Here at Massey, we've seen the damage termites can cause. That's why we've been protecting homes from termite damage for almost 100 years. Our termite protection program, featuring Always Active Centricon system, doesn't just protect your home from termites, it gives you peace of mind. That's why our termite protection guarantee covers your home and everything in it. Schedule your free inspection today at masseyservices.com. Massey Services. Expect more and get it.
Hey, friends, when was the last time you hopped out of bed without your knee or back screaming at you? Or walked down a flight of stairs without groaning, step by step? Let me guess, in the back of your mind, you're like, oh, it'll disappear, I'll tough it out, but nothing ever changes, does it? Hey, it's Mark Arum. Time to call and schedule that free consultation with the medical pros at QC Kinetics. There are thousands of patients who will tell you they wish they would have done it sooner. They turned around their lives with QC Kinetics regenerative treatments that work with your body to help restore and repair damaged joint tissue. Natural cellular therapies, no scalpels, no pills, just long-term relief with no dreaded recovery. Bring your x-rays and your MRIs to QC Kinetics for a free, no-pressure chat and a thorough evaluation to see if you're a good candidate. Worst case, you learn something new. Best case, you get your life back. Grab the phone right now. Give them a call. 770-285-8026. Ask about that free consultation. 770-285-8026.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News,
weather,
traffic.
95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's News and Talk.
It's 9:30. I'm Judd Hickenbotham. News this half hour brought to you by TE Certified Electrical, Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Our top story. As of this morning, it's official. Derek Dooley, former Tennessee football coach and son of UGA legend Vince Dooley, has jumped into the Republican race for U.S. Senate here in Georgia. In online video, Derek Dooley says his experience as a coach prepared him for office.
I sat in kitchens and living rooms with people from all walks of life. The only thing that mattered was trying to create hope and opportunity for them and that family. That's leadership. It's how you represent people. You're there to serve.
Now he joins Congressman Buddy Carter, Mike Collins in the Republican race to face Democratic incumbent Jon Ossoff next year for the Senate seat. Dooley said to have the support of Governor Kemp. It is currently 65 degrees in Midtown Atlanta. WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards said it'll be rainy and cool for much of the day today. Metro Atlanta under a flood watch through 8 o'clock tonight. And if we fail to reach 70 degrees today, it would be an Atlanta record for the coolest afternoon for this date. Atlanta's most accurate and dependable forecast is coming up. Well, early voting begins today in a special state Senate election involving a Metro Atlanta district.
7 candidates are on the ballot in the District 21 race. Voters in North Fulton and Cherokee counties are choosing a replacement for former Senator Brandon Beach of Alpharetta, who was appointed by President Trump to become United States Treasurer. There are 6 Republicans and 1 Democrat running. The special election will be held August 26th, and if there's a runoff, it's scheduled for September 23rd. The winner of the special election will serve the remainder of Beach's term, which runs through January of 2027. Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
A Dunwoody detective who died unexpectedly last week will be laid to rest today.
Detective Jordan Laverty leaves behind a wife and 4 children. He served with the Dunwoody Police Department for 8 years and previously served with the DeKalb County Police Department for 3 years. He's described by his colleagues as a kind and committed officer. His absence has left a void that will not easily be filled. Services to be held this afternoon at Woodstock City Church. Visitation getting underway at 1 o'clock. The funeral service is set for 2.
WSB's Sabrina Cupid reports the Dunwoody Police Foundation set up a GoFundMe to help his wife and children. And a South Korean company with a presence here in Georgia plans to ramp up development of cutting-edge technologies in partnership with U.S. and European car makers.
The research and development chief at SK Innovations tells Bloomberg that SK is focused on fine-tuning its edge in technology that includes immersion cooling. That's a tech designed to boost the efficiency of batteries for AI data centers, energy storage systems, and electric vehicles. SK operates 2 standalone battery plants in Georgia, which supply Ford and Volkswagen, and it's planning another facility in the state with Hyundai. I'm Bloomberg's Gina Cervetti for 95.5 WSB.
It's 9:33 as we check your money. A booming start on Wall Street here for your Monday. The Dow opens up almost 300 points right now. The NASDAQ is up almost 1 full percentage point, almost 200 points. Now live team coverage of traffic and weather. We start in the WSB 24-hour traffic center on those wet roads. Here's Mike Shields.
Joe, top traffic story is in 85 southbound, getting past Georgia 400 and northeast Atlanta. Long-standing crashes has 3 left lanes blocked in the clearing stages. Live look at the GM cam. Here units starting to pick up cones and reopen all lanes 85 southbound past Georgia 400. But damage done slow as you leave Claremont Road. Also slow 400 southbound, leaving Lenox Road just trying to make your way into Midtown. Outside the perimeter, roadwork set up 20 eastbound, getting past Wesley Chapel Road. A right lane of the CD ramps blocked, and that's impacting your ride now as you leave I-285. I'm Mike Shields, 95.5 WSB.
This is WSB meteorologist Christina Upwards. Cloudy skies with rain showers today. Some will be heavy at times. Staying cool with a high of 68. Lows tonight in the mid-60s. Off and on rain showers for tomorrow, high 72. Mostly cloudy on Wednesday, high 78.
Storm Tracker radar shows some showers around the metro area. Heavier stuff moving through Peachtree City and into South Fulton at this hour, heading our way. It's currently 64 degrees in Ackworth, 65 in Lilburn, 64 degrees in Midtown Atlanta at 9:34. More news at 10. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Judd Hickenbotham, 95.5 WSB.
He's the guy at the desk next to you.
Why do you always go after the game show host of The Price is Right?
He's your co-pilot for the ride home.
Don't tell me how to handle my life.
Eric Von Hassler.
Or anyone else.
Today at 3.
95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
We'll be announcing a new statistician sometime over the next 3-4 days.
President Trump over the weekend in Allentown, Pennsylvania. We go live to the White House next. The latest on the U.S. economy, 2 minutes away on the Mark Arum Show.
Insurance companies are friendly at first, but if you get hurt in a wreck, they'll wrestle you for every penny. I'm attorney Ken Nugent. We fight to get you the maximum settlement possible. Faster. One call, that's all.
Watch Ken go! Call Ken.com.
It's time to take advantage of Zerorez Carpet Cleaning's Back to School BOGO sale. For a limited time, when you get 2 rooms of carpet cleaned, you'll get 2 more rooms cleaned absolutely free. That's right, 4 clean rooms for the price of 2. Just mention WSB Radio when you schedule and be sure to use promo code BOGO at ZerorezAtlanta.com. Hurry, this offer won't last long. That's ZerorezAtlanta.com. Zerorez, spell it backwards or forwards, it's the right way to clean.
Can you remember the last time you turned on the shower and all you got was cold water? Hopefully you don't have a fresh memory of that. Hey, it's Mark Aram. I want you to check out my friends at Reliable Heating and Air. Great new deal on a new water heater. Check it out, guys. Only $29.99 a month and no payments for 3 whole months. No credit check and an unbeatable lifetime warranty. Or you want to go tankless? It's only $59.99 a month and you can enjoy endless hot water. Think about those long, hot showers in the cold, cold winter. Their new water heater installations come with their 100% satisfaction guarantee, same-day water heater installation guaranteed, or they pay you $300. And with their Comfort as a Service program, you get lifetime repair and maintenance, no additional charges ever, no money down, and just easy monthly payments. So new water heater, $29.99 a month, or tankless, $59.99 a month. Amazing deal. Amazing hot water, amazing service. Go online to reliableair.com.
I'm consumer investigator Dale Cardwell, and for over a decade, I've trusted America's best choice for windows, doors, siding, and decks.
That's right, Dale. When the summer is hot, America's best choice will keep your home cool with premium energy-efficient windows starting at just $299. No pressure, no gimmicks. Go to abcwind.com to schedule a free in-home estimate today. America's best choice. Quality you can trust. Prices you can afford.
9:37 on this really busy news day Monday. Welcome back, friends. Mark Aram and crew with you till noon. 30 minutes from now, in depth, Amazon buys 1,000 acres for a huge data center between here and Macon. Eric Erickson is going to join us live at 10:35. His reaction to the announcement of Derek Dooley finalizing his candidacy for the Senate seat in Georgia. Right now, though, we head back to the nation's capital. Joining us live, White House correspondent John Decker. John, good morning, my friend.
Hey, good morning to you. Hope you're doing well today.
Absolutely. Better than the now fired head of the jobs report. We covered that last half hour. Mixed in the bad jobs numbers. We're in a new age of tariffs. Folks on Capitol Hill in D.C., any vision on what the economic future for the U.S. looks like right now?
Well, you know, there's some dark clouds because of that jobs report. Just 73,000 jobs created in the U.S. economy in the month of July. A downward revision for both the months of May and June. And what we're seeing right now is not a lot of layoffs across the country, but a hiring freeze across the country. That's the reason why the Fed may indeed act and lower interest rates when it next meets next month in September. That's something the president has been calling on the Fed to do for quite some time. But now I don't think the reason is something the president will like. The reason being is a slowdown in the U.S. economy.
Yeah, it's kind of ironic that maybe if that jobs report came out a month ago, that would have spurred the Fed to drop interest rates, but it happened after. But it looks like all indications that, you know, even holding now at the latest meeting, that come September, the Fed will drop those interest rates.
Well, that's right. That's the expectation. We'll see what they ultimately decide to do. But, you know, as it relates to what we saw happening on Wall Street and financial markets on Friday of last week, we saw a substantial decline in financial markets. They did not like the fact that there does seem to be a slowdown in the jobs market.
White House correspondent John Decker joining us live on the Mark Aram Show. That August 1st deadline now 3 days past. We're in a new world as far as tariffs are concerned. Do we expect any more trade deals or frameworks of trade deals to be announced by the president in the coming week or two?
Well, we'll see. You know, the president, his team continues to talk to Canada, so perhaps a trade deal could be reached with Canada. Right now, Canada facing, starting on Thursday this week, 35% trade tariff rate. There still needs to be a trade deal worked out with Mexico as well, China as well. So those are the ones that we're paying the most attention to right now.
John, final question. Anything we're looking forward to at the White House today?
Today's a rather quiet day, so no public events on the president's schedule today. But, things with the president often get added, and I would not be surprised if we do see something added to the president's schedule at some point during the course of today.
Decker at the Live in the Nation's Capital. John, always a pleasure. Thanks for your time, buddy.
Thank you.
There you go. 9:40 on the Mark Air Show. So knock on wood, quiet day at the White House here. I want to continue our coverage of tariffs because on Friday it was the whole new world of tariffs, and that's why the markets that combined with the job reports cratered. But as Judge just mentioned, big rebound as markets open today. Dow's up 300 points, Nasdaq's up 245. That's a full percent up for NASDAQ. So I'm not going to try to tell you why it's going up. Maybe it's profit taking, but a big reversal to the huge drops that we saw Friday because of the tariffs. Speaking of the tariffs, let's go back to the White House. CNN is Elena Treen this morning talking about tariff talk in the West Wing.
I think it's clear and reasonably so that people are questioning whether or not these tariff rates are actually going to stick and if we'll see more delays, because we've now seen repeated number of times these different delays from the president pushing back that deadline. Now, from my conversations with officials here at the White House, Omar, they tell me that they do believe in these tariffs. They do plan for them to stick, mainly because the president is much more emboldened than he has been after reaching a lot of these different trade frameworks. Of course, we're still seeing many of the specifics come together. But we did hear, you mentioned the U.S. Trade Representative Jamieson Greer. We heard him kind of addressing some of these questions yesterday, and he argued that essentially these tariff rates are going to stick, at least for now. I want you to listen to how he put it.
I don't think they will be in the coming days. I think a lot of these, I know a lot of these are set rates pursuant to deals. Some of these deals are announced, some are not. Others depend on the level of the trade deficit or surplus we may have with the country. So these tariff rates are pretty much set.
So that was him responding, Omar, to the question of whether we could see some of these tariff rates come down. Because, of course, we know a lot of these different countries and many of the United States trading partners are still trying to figure out what they can do to try and bring some of these rates down. I mean, even some of the countries that have struck deals with the Trump administration, from the European Union, Japan, South Korea, they are still facing a 15% tariff. All to say, we do know that many of these different countries, particularly those who have not made deals like Canada, Mexico, those negotiations are still ongoing as they try to reach a deal and lower the impact that some of these tariffs will pose.
Yeah, so the tariffs in place for over 60 countries, but as Elena Treen mentioned there, we still have a 90-day pause with Mexico. We are still paused in some sectors with Canada, and the trade talks with China continue. So three big jalopies still out there. Still three big deals still to get done. But I'm very, I'm very impressed with the markets are doing right now. I wasn't sure what to expect, but after Friday's big drop, gangbusters to start things up. Again, the Dow's up over 300, NASDAQ's up 270. Deborah, I told everyone I went to Chicago this weekend. I'm assuming you were in Rome this weekend for
I was in Rome.
You weren't there for the Catholic Jubilee?
It was outside of Rome, but I wish I could have gone. I would have loved to have been there. But I think I'm also past the cutoff. I think it was like for younger, high school and younger.
You could pass for high school. You could be, if they recast, what was that show where they had undercover cops going into high schools?
21 Jump Street.
Yeah. If they were
I could be Holly Robinson.
Yes. If they were doing an upgrade of that, I could see Deborah as an undercover. Anyway, it was the Catholic Jubilee. Pope Leo XIV wrapped up one of the largest events of his papacy so far. A weekend jubilee for more than 1 million young Catholics. You, Deborah, are a young Catholic. The Pope, born in Chicago, greeted pilgrims from all over the world yesterday. CBS News correspondent Chris Livesay has more on the wild weekend he received.
A rock star welcome at what's been dubbed the Catholic Coachella. With more than 1 million gathered in a Rome suburb, it was the biggest and youngest crowd of Leo's papacy so far. But as a new generation from around the globe celebrated, the Pope was quick to draw attention to their peers who cannot.
We are with the young people of Gaza. We are with the young people of Ukraine.
There you go. I don't know. Deborah, would you rather go to Coachella, the Papal Jubilee, or Lollapalooza, which was also in Chicago this weekend?
I'm tied at Lollapalooza and the Papal Jubilee. Oh, that's a hard one.
Yeah, you
I'm
got to
say
go to
Lollapalooza.
I'm going Papal Jubilee. Just think all the good I mean, not that there's bad food in Chicago, but all the great food you can get in Rome.
Yeah. All the Eucharist I could eat.
Yeah. all that, the wine, Anyway, so Pope Leo, the young Catholics flocking to Pope Leo. One more church story, Deborah. This is to all the doubters out there. Apparently, there was some ancient discovery in an ancient church that were saying, hey, you better watch out, naysayers to the Catholic Church. What exactly was discovered, and where did this go down?
This is actually kind of cool. So archaeologists in Turkey have been digging up this city for quite some time. The excavations go back to 2006, so almost 20 years they've been digging in this area. Well, they finally were able to find this 5th century Christian church, and as they were digging around, they uncovered some mosaics that have never been seen before. And one of the mosaics right at the entrance of the church, it is this old script, but it basically translates to "only those on the righteous path may enter," which is kind of cool considering where it's located and how old it is.
Yeah, there's been a lot of archaeological discoveries in Turkey. Like, it's crazy what's going on. Göbekli Tepe, which is now presumed to be the oldest monolithic structure ever built by human hands, like 12,000 years old, and it's only like 10% of Göbekli Tepe has been uncovered and researched, and that was like 5 years ago, and there's still so much to uncover, and Turkey is like clamped down on it now. Like, they've opened what's been discovered as a tourist attraction, and tons of people are going, but again, unconfirmed. But the rumor is that the rest of the Göbekli Tepe archaeological sites, Turkey doesn't want to excavate them. Thank you, Deborah. Because it basically confirms the Judeo-Christian philosophy, and Turkey's predominantly Muslim. Right. Again, not confirmed, but this is the whispers of archaeologists. Like, why wouldn't Turkey is the most important archaeological discovery in our lifetimes, and they're not moving forward with it. There's still like 80% that they're not even touching. They're like, we're not even going to dig it up.
Oh, that's kind of in line with, like, where are the tablets and Christ's chalice. All of that's kind of hidden from us.
Now, the official line from the Turkish government is, we're going to do it when we get more technologically advanced, because we don't, if you look at what was going on in ancient Egypt when we first started excavating there in the early 1900s, and how much better technology is now, they're using that as an excuse. Like, we don't want to dig it up when we don't have the technology to tell us what exactly is going on. But it's a very controversial subject. But I think that's a really cool story. Turkey is now like Disneyland, Disney World for archaeologists. I am struggling today. I'm blaming 2 canceled flights in my Chicago weekend. All right, thank you for that, Deborah. All right, when we come back, we're going to update our top local stories. Still to come, Eric Erickson's going to join us live. Derek Dooley makes it official. He is going to run for the Senate seat in Georgia. All right, now, though, on this back-to-school Monday, how we doing on the roads, Mike Shields?
It's been a rough one out there, Mark. So a lot of people back on the roads, and the wet roads, the mist out there not helping things. Long-standing crash in northeast Atlanta. Good news with this. Just moved to the right shoulder within the last 5 minutes. 85 southbound past Georgia 400. So bumper to bumper leaving Claremont Road. 400 southbound slow leaving Lenox Road out of Buckhead. And a crash on the south side, 75 northbound Terra Boulevard exit 235. That's back in a right lane. This report is brought to you by the Department of Behavioral Health and Development Disabilities. Teen Summit hits Duluth September 6th with live music by Jonah Murray, keynote by Doug Middleton, college panel, free lunch. Don't miss it. Register now at preventsuicidega.org. I'm Mike Shields, 95.5 WSB.
If you have the WSB radio app.
If you have the WSB app.
All the notifications you
need.
If
you
have
the WSB app.
All the local and breaking news alerts you need.
Breaking news in Cobb County.
All in one place.
We'll send out an alert on the WSB app.
The 95.5 WSB app.
Download it from your app store today.
All right, so picture this. I'm pulling up to the house after a long day, and I almost thought I was at the wrong place. The siding was sparkling, the driveway was spotless, the deck looked brand new, and the roof looked like it had been replaced. Well, what had actually happened was I had booked Wise Guys Pro Wash to come by while I was away, and boy, they had crushed it. One call, a quick quote, next day service, and they didn't even need anybody home. and not blasting your house either with high pressure or a box store pressure washer. Wise Guys only uses the best equipment in the industry. They soft wash everything, so it's safe on paint, trim, siding, everything. My home from top to bottom looks brand new. We actually had company that weekend, asked if we had renovated. Nope, just one visit from my friends at Wise Guys Pro Wash. If you want your house to shine for the summer, do what I did. Mention me, Chris Chandler, and get $70 off your next service. Book now at wiseguysprowash.com before they fill up.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now.
800-575-2798.
Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call
800-575-2798. That's 800-575-2798.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
This is Greg Trusinski of the Original Mattress Factory. Recently, the owner of a large mattress retailer was proudly sharing how over 65% of their queen mattress prices are $15.99 or higher. At the Original Mattress Factory, our focus is a little bit different. We build superior quality mattresses right here in town and do our best to save you as much money as possible. That's why at OMF, nearly 80% of our queen mattresses are lower than those prices others brag about. Stop in or check out originalmattress.com to learn more.
Hey, it's Scott Slade for FGA Roofing. If your home's exterior could use an updated look, or maybe one of your neighbor's designer roofs has caught your eye, and your current roof has started to show its age, then now's the perfect time to check out FGA Roofing for the latest in architectural shingles, timberland shingles, and more. Slate, tile, wood shake, cedar roofs, FGA has them all. FGA Roofing offers 0% financing for 12 months with your good credit. Get the roof you want now and pay over time. Click firstgaroof.com. That's firstgaroof.com.
Paid for by Christian Care Ministry.
Let's see, if something costs less, a lot less, but people are actually happier with it, that sounds like something to look into, and that's MediShare. Maybe you've heard joining MediShare can save you or your family up to $500 a month, and that's huge, but it's also true. People are just happier with it. They love being part of something that reflects and promotes their values and what they believe in. MediShare works, too. It's been around for 30 years now, and members have shared more than $7 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth and a huge nationwide PPO network, so yeah, really, you can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care, whether you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan that you're happy with. Here you go. You can call right now and get a price within 2 minutes. A very, very smart use of 2 minutes. Here's the number you need. It's 855-51-BIBLE. That's 855-51-BIBLE. 855-51-BIBLE.
What do you want? Well, come on, what do you want? A snot rag? Marcus, get this kid off me.
Happy 70th birthday, Billy Bob Thornton. I was a late adopter to Billy Bob Thornton, Deborah. I never saw whatever was it, Sling Blade, whatever that.
Yeah,
right,
Sling Blade.
potato.
Yeah.
I've never seen that movie.
Oh,
but
wow.
I think Billy Bob Thornton might be one of the best actors alive. That was a clip from Bad Santa, which I rewatched a couple weeks ago. Oh my God, that's just a funny movie. I love Landman. He crushed
Landman
it.
alone.
Yeah,
Oh, gosh.
Billy Bob Thornton is amazing. 70 years old today. Happy birthday. Speaking of movies, I watched The Accountant 2 on my flight to Chicago from Delta. Have you guys seen that yet?
I have not seen that.
So have you seen The Accountant, the first Accountant
Yes.
with Ben Affleck?
Yep.
So they did a sequel. And if you like the first one, I just love the premise of his character. And the sequel is very enjoyable. It's not winning Academy Awards, but if you like the first one, you like the second one. It's him and his brother. I just like he's like an everyday superhero. He's an accountant. Yeah, but he busts up these major crime rings. So I do. If you like the first Accountant, you like the second Accountant there. with Ben Affleck. And I watched another movie on the way home that I didn't like, but I'll tell you about that a little bit later on the show. All right, still to come, Eric Erickson is joining us live. Peter Greenberg live in studio, travel expert. He's here for the Peter Greenberg Experience. He donated to that his time and travel to come here to give us the very latest travel deals to the WSB Carathon. So very excited to have Peter in studio. I do want to go across the pond to London. I should mention, too, we're going to have Colonel Jeff McCausland, CBS News military analyst, in at 11:35. There were some pretty big headlines over the weekend between us and Russia. Russia's just sent a veiled warning to President Trump. CBS's Vicky Barker reports from London.
Without naming names, Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov told reporters, quote, everybody should be very, very cautious with nuclear rhetoric. This in response to President Trump's announcement that he's deployed 2 U.S. nuclear submarines to, quote, appropriate regions. That move itself followed a threatening tweet from former Russian President Dmitry Medvedev. Vicky Barker, CBS News, London.
Yeah, it's rare that the president starts moving our nuclear subs around the globe, but President Trump did that with 2 of them, garnering that response from Russia. Alexei Murav is an associate professor of media in Australia at Curtin University on what we heard and saw this weekend.
President Donald Trump has effectively escalated his public rhetoric, and Putin reciprocated in his traditional sort of, I don't really care what you say manner, but effectively rebuffing Trump's claims in terms of submitting to his deadline.
All right, so again, Colonel Jeff McCausland is going to join us at 11:35, just to get, anytime you're moving nuclear subs around the globe and you're having a tit and tat between the world's 2 greatest nuclear powers, that is certainly a story following. Speaking of Russia, I don't know, Deborah, if this was the same volcano that erupted after the earthquake and the tsunami, but a 600-year-old dormant volcano in Russia erupted.
Yeah, this volcano is in eastern Russia. It's not the same one that we talked about last week that erupted, because they had that earthquake that caused the tsunami and the earthquake, or the volcano. This is actually a different one. It's over in eastern Russia, and it hasn't erupted in over 500 years, and that's what the thing that was so cool about it. But it was tied to that same earthquake, part of the aftershocks, I guess, and there was some more tsunami threats, but it ended up not affecting anybody in the United States.
Man, I don't know what's going on with Mother Nature, the world, but crazy. But right now, I'm very happy, Mother Nature. It's a free weather Monday. Gorgeous weather here on the first day of school for a lot of the districts. All right, Sabrina's got your news, weather, traffic in 2. When we come back, massive move by Amazon moving into South Metro, scooping up 1,000 acres for a data center. Our in-depth coverage on that story next on The Mark Arum Show.
WSB Atlanta, WSB FM, and HD1 Doraville. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
Dave Baker here for Ben Hill Renovations, my deck guys. You know it's always deck season. Host the party, watch the big game, cook out. It's all possible on your new deck from Ben Hill Renovations. Ben Hill offers a better contractor experience. Every project is built with future county and city code requirements in mind. Your project won't go over budget, and all jobs are backed by the Ben Hill Renovations Workmanship Warranty. See them on the web at bhrenovations.com. Ben Hill Renovations, creating raving fans since 1964.
Men, trouble in the bedroom? Not anymore. Priority Men's Medical Center restores your love life in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? Priority Men's Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant results on their first visit.
Priority Men's Medical Center's breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, regardless of age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. You'll see instant results in the office. Plus, qualified patients get their testosterone checked free. Call 404-885-8885. 404-885-8885. To restore your love life in just one visit, call now. 404-885-8885.
If you've been in a wreck, trust the strong arm, John Foy and Associates. Hey, it's Smiler Mark McKay. I personally recommend John Foy since I've had the pleasure of personally getting to know him. We've been to a Braves game together, had lunch, and what I've taken away from each of our visits is respect. Respect for how much he cares and wants to help people. John Foy's compassion is what I appreciate. Trust isn't a given, it's earned, and John Foy has earned my trust. I recommend John Foy and Associates at johnfoy.com.
News,
weather,
traffic.
95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
Hi there, good morning. It is 10 o'clock. I'm Sabrina Cupid. This news is sponsored by Dr. Roof. New tariffs go into effect later this week, and that is sparking fears that prices will increase for consumers. Rebecca Jarvis has more.
We've now heard warnings from a number of companies that customers would start paying higher prices. Procter & Gamble just last week raised its prices this month. Best Buy, Walmart, Dollar General, and Mattel have been talking about price increases, some echoing Walmart, which said the prices of imported items could go up, but they would keep prices, quote, as low as we can. They know that customers want to see lower prices.
And she says the much lower than expected jobs numbers causing concern about the economy. Last month, just 73,000 jobs added. And stocks are recovering some of their sharp losses from last week. The Dow currently up 406 at 43,995. So the Dow's up almost a full percent. NASDAQ's up more than 1.5%. And the S&P is up more than a full percent here on your Monday in the 10 o'clock hour. We are under a flood watch through 8 o'clock tonight, and it's going to be cool, too.
68 degrees in the month of August is very much unheard of. In fact, if we don't break the 70s today, that would be a record low high temperature for this afternoon. In comparison, the average high is 90, so we're well below average.
WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards will have Atlanta's most accurate and dependable forecast straight ahead. Former University of Tennessee football coach Derek Dooley officially entering the race for the U.S. Senate.
The announcement ends months of speculation about a potential bid. Dooley, a political unknown with name recognition as the son of legendary UGA football coach Vince Dooley, enters the hotly contested race to unseat Democratic incumbent U.S. Senator Jon Ossoff.
The only thing that matters to me is the people of Georgia are proud with who's representing them in Washington, D.C.
In his campaign announcement video, Dooley says he's focusing on putting Georgia first. Two Republican members of Congress, Buddy Carter and Mike Collins, are already in the race. Jonathan O'Brien, 95.5 WSB.
The city of Austell is meeting this evening, and one of the items on the agenda for the city council is a proposal to raise the salaries of the mayor and members of the council.
The proposal from Councilmember Devon Myrick would raise council salaries by $4,000 and the mayor's pay by $2,000. He says it's overdue and simply intended to put Austell on equal footing with other Cobb cities.
It has been over a decade since mayor and council's salary has been increased.
But other council members are pushing back and say the optics are bad, considering the council just approved a 158% tax increase. A vote is expected in tonight's meeting, which begins at 7 p.m. Graham Carroll, 95.5 WSB.
Looks like Amazon's buying a 985-acre development site along I-75 in rural Lamar County. That's about an hour south of Atlanta. It's reported that Amazon is planning to build a data center there. And gas prices are holding steady. The average price per gallon here in Georgia is $2.91, and in an unusual turn, the price remains unchanged from both last week and last month and sits at 38 cents lower than this time last year. So if you're filling up a 15-gallon tank of regular unleaded gasoline, it's now going to cost you, on average, $43.65. That's nearly $6 less than a year ago. The national average, by the way, is up a penny to $3.15 a gallon. Time now for live team coverage of traffic and weather. Ashley Frasca joining us now from the WSB 24-hour Traffic Center. Good morning.
Good morning. Sabrina had a multi-vehicle crash hanging out as you leave Brookhaven. It is cleared to the shoulder, but still has its impact on 85 South slow from North Druid Hills and Georgia 400 South slow headed out of Buckhead. But that trouble right past their merge is on the shoulder. New trouble rolling into Stockbridge 75 southbound just past Hudson Bridge, Eagles Landing, plus some showers causing some delays, and they are setting up the road work on I-20 eastbound, ramping off of 285. They're headed to Wesley Chapel. I'm Ashley Frasca, 95.5 WSB.
I'm WSB meteorologist Christina Upwards. Cloudy skies with off and on rain showers. Some will be heavy at times today, staying cool with a high of 68. Lows tonight in the mid-60s. More scattered rain showers tomorrow, high 72.
It is 64 degrees in Johns Creek. Peachtree City has 65, and it's 64 in Tucker. We'll have more news at 10:30. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Sabrina Cupid, 95.5 WSB.
Welcome back to the show and a good Monday morning to you. Mark Arum here, you there. It's 10:05, 5 minutes after 10 o'clock. This is the Mark Arum Show, live Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to noon on 95.5 WSB. The whole family with us today. Deborah, executive producer of the program. Longoria, the stoic Eskimo on the other side of the takeout window. Vinny, no breakfast, screens your calls. Coming up in 30 minutes, Eric Erickson going to join us live on that big political news that broke this morning on Atlanta's Morning News with Chris Chandler. Derek Dooley makes it official. He is running for Senate here in Georgia. Peter Greenberg, travel expert, is going to be live in studio at 11:05. Really excited to talk to him. And Deborah, you got new tickets to give away today. What are we giving away today?
Today we have tickets to go check out Blackberry Smoke along with Mike Campbell and the Dirty Knobs.
Unbelievable. We're giving those away in the 11 o'clock hour. Right now, though, I want to talk about a big local story. This was the first thing that I saw when I logged on to AJC.com this morning. Amazon's data center division pays $270 million to buy a sprawling Georgia property. The author of the article on AJC.com, our buddy Zach Hansen, joins us live on the Mark Arum Show. Zach, good morning. Thanks for your time, as always, my friend.
Hey, morning, Mark. Thanks for having me.
I mean, that's a big number. I mean, Amazon has the money, but $270 million. What did they buy, and where is this?
Yeah, when you get into data centers, millions turn into billions really quickly, so the numbers get real large. They bought nearly 1,000 acres in Lamar County. It's off I-75, kind of halfway between Atlanta and Macon. It's part of a large planned industrial park that's over in that area. So they bought a large swath of that property to potentially develop into a data center.
$275 million paid. Do we know who was the seller? Was this, one group, or did they have to patch together a bunch of acres?
It was one group because it's part of this industrial park development. So it's a Legacy Park 75 is the name of the master planned large industrial park. They already have their zoning lined up. So this was basically a big pad site ready to develop, put shovels in the dirt as soon as Amazon's ready. That was just on the market, waiting for a big fish to bite, and they got one of the biggest fish out there.
They did indeed. So, folks listening, you've driven past this, I'm sure. There's a sliver of Lamar County that you drive through on 75 South between Butts County and Monroe County as you head down to Macon or Florida, whatever. And it's not an exciting ride when you're driving from South Metro down to Macon, but everyone's driven through this strip of Lamar County. By the graphic on AJC.com, this is, if you're heading south on 75, it's on the right side of the interstate. Is that right, Zach?
Yes, that's correct. Yeah, it's on the Griffin side. Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, data center. We're getting more and more of these, not just in Georgia, but around the globe. What's the purpose of the data center? And is this going to be an economic spur? I mean, we're going to see a lot of jobs with this center, or is it still too early to tell?
Yeah, the basics with a data center is anything that uses the internet effectively, whether it's the cloud, whether it's artificial intelligence, whether it's your credit card swipe or your bank information, has to get stored somewhere. So data centers are gigantic warehouses that store computer servers that allow them to plug into literal networks and then talk to each other. So that's how we're able to get data from one place, a part of the country, to another part of the country, et cetera. So it's a little too soon to know the specifics of what this data center is going to be, but for nearly 1,000 acres, and especially with a large player like Amazon, Amazon Web Services is specifically who bought the property, and that's Amazon's data center division, as you mentioned. So they already have a large data center already in Douglas County, west of Atlanta. So this presumably will be another campus that they could grow and put several data centers that store, thousands to potentially millions of different computer servers to store our data. As far as jobs are concerned, these typically don't employ a ton of workers, especially for how large they are. They're pretty much just warehouses for computers, not really for people. So you might get a couple dozen, maybe 100 or 200 full-time employees with a data center this large.
Zach, is that why we've seen pushback from some local leaders when, a big conglomerate like Amazon or Google says, oh, we're going to open a data center in your jurisdiction? Is it because, the price tag's huge, $275 million for almost 1,000 acres, but economically it's not the great engine of success that it might lead to believe. Is that why sometimes you see pushback from lawmakers on these?
Yeah, it can be, because there's kind of the pro-con of data centers when you really boil it down. The largest pro from an economic development perspective is just how much money these are worth, because all of this computer equipment is expensive. That's why, you'll pay $200+ million just for the land, let alone everything you're going to build on it. So, being able to tax all of that from a property tax perspective is why, that's the biggest proponent for local governments when you get to that piece of it. The employment side is kind of the con, where if you're looking at these as job creators in the same way that, a large tech company's office project might be, it really isn't that. So it's a handful of well-paying tech jobs, but it's not – they're not going to become Lamar County's largest employer by any means.
It's not a big Kia manufacturing plant or anything like that. It's
correct.
Yeah.
It's not even comparable to that, even though the price tag is the same, if not larger, than a Kia plant.
So Zach, this Legacy 75, is it fully developed already, or is Amazon going to have to get in there and build a bunch of stuff to get this ready for their data centers?
Yeah, they're going to have to. Right now, I don't know all of the infrastructure as far as if they have their sewer and water and that type of things in place, but it is a zoned, master planned industrial site. So the pad is there. So it's effectively a big pile of dirt and grass that they can start building as soon as they're ready to start building. There wouldn't be a lot that they would have to. There's not a lot of hurdles they have to clear to start breaking ground.
And I'm assuming no estimated time of opening since this deal just went down.
Yeah, we don't have the specifics on how much power it's going to need, the size of it in square footage. We just have the acreage and Amazon confirming that they bought it.
There you go. Huge story. Zachary Hansen, Atlanta Journal-Constitution. Zach, great to have you on the show again, my friend.
Thanks, Mark. Always appreciate it.
There you go. That's a big deal. One of the things, Deborah, we've been talking about this ad nauseum, is how much energy those data centers use. Now, I'm not sure exactly what Amazon is going to be doing there, but I had a friend who worked for Amazon on the technological end of it. He took a buyout recently. Amazon had all these buyouts. But he was explaining to me, and maybe this is what part of this data center will be. Like if you're watching a video on Amazon Prime, what the technology behind that is pretty crazy. Like they will find whatever's the fastest way to get that video streamed to your house is what they do. So, you might see the beginning of your movie might be coming from Nashville, Tennessee, and then the connection slows there, and all of a sudden it'll flip to Savannah, Georgia, and you'll see the rest of you don't know. It happens seamlessly, but it's not just, the whole movie isn't just streamed from one source. It's whichever's faster to get it to your home. It's pretty crazy, like well behind my realm of comprehension. But we'll see what Amazon's going to do there. AI, obviously a big thing that's sucking up a lot of energy as well. I didn't see this coming. We talk about, Delta was accused of using AI for ticket pricing. They deny that, but AI is everywhere right now. How is McDonald's, the Golden Arches, how are they going to be using AI moving forward, Deborah?
The Golden Arch is not the Golden Arcs, but they are going to be using AI a lot more. So right now, they're actually using it quite a bit in India. It's basically where they're testing more and more of it. This is going to be to verify orders, so everything is correct, and they're going to expand it to more restaurants globally. They also plan to use AI to determine pricing and evaluate product performances. So maybe if something's not selling so well or something's selling better, they can adjust their menu. But maybe you remember, as you guys have gone to McDonald's, I haven't, but they tried to do AI at the drive-thru, and it didn't go so well. And they've already pulled that after just a couple months. So it won't be at the drive-thru, but mostly kind of behind the scenes.
Yeah, it's kind of, it's still in the infancy, and already AI is making, huge leaps and bounds. But what I'm curious about is the dynamic pricing aspect to this, which seems to be right up AI's alley. Now, again, there were people that are saying Delta was going to use AI to price tickets. And we'll talk to Peter Greenberg in studio next hour about this, where if you're, Peter mentioned if you're trying to book a single ticket, like, I want to fly from Atlanta to Houston, you're going to pay more for that seat than if you were booking 4 seats for your family. Because they're like, one person, that's a business traveler. We can bump the price up on that. But dynamic pricing, not just airlines. Can you imagine, though, you get in line at McDonald's or Chick-fil-A, and you're like, I'm going to pay a fillet of fish is $3.99, but they're like, oh, it's Friday. There's going to be a lot of Catholics in Lent. And they dynamic price that fish fillet up to $4.75. Like, is that something that can happen moving forward? Or if you're in Walmart and they start using dynamic pricing, like, oh, for some reason we're seeing a run on this certain bathing suit, we better jump the price up. I don't know if the price goes down, they're like, oh, these Legos aren't selling. Let's drop the price on these Legos.
Yeah,
so
like
we can,
that.
Yeah, I don't know. That's interesting. AI, man. I'm trying, and I don't want this. Doesn't. It's going to sound like hyperbole, but you remember the .com era in the early 2000s, late 1990s, where we had this big .com boom and everyone was doing websites. I truly believe, just from what I've seen in the last 18 months, that this AI boom is going to be exponentially bigger than that .com boom. Like on Friday, we talked that 24-year-old kid got a 4-year, $250 million contract from Zuckerberg. I just don't know how we can take advantage of that. You know, if you were investing before the .com burst, the bubble burst, you made a fortune. Like Mark Cuban is a billionaire because of that .com. You know, he sold one of his companies to Yahoo for like $1 billion. And all of a sudden, he's big man on campus. Can that happen to Deborah or me or probably Vinny? Vinny's probably tuned in.
Yeah, Vinny will do it.
While I have you, since we're talking about AI and McDonald's, Deborah, top 10 fast food drive-thrus. I was surprised by number 1. So this is, I guess, the ease of use through the drive-thru and quality of service, or
Yeah, they basically surveyed people that go through a lot of drive-thrus and said who gets it most accurate and what is the fastest.
Accuracy. Okay, accuracy and speed. I just assume Chick-fil-A is number 1. You know, my pleasure. I can order on the app. Boom. But that is not who is number 1 on this list at all.
No. Chick-fil-A comes in at number 4, which is still a pretty good spot,
Yeah.
but there are a couple of restaurants above it. Yeah, that might surprise you, too, because I think some of them we might not have here in the metro as well.
Del Taco is number 1.
Yeah,
Now-
Del Taco.
Now, to be fair, I've always had really quick experiences through the Del Taco drive-thru in front of the Target on La Vista. Mostly because I'm the only person in the drive-thru.
Right, yeah, that's probably what it is.
You
No
go to the
one's going.
Chick-fil-A in La Vista, sometimes you're like the 35th car in line. So you'd expect a longer wait time. But I still haven't discovered the secret sauce to Del Taco. I'm going to keep trying it. I just don't know what to order there. Jack in the Box is number 2, which surprises me because you've been to a Jack in the Box,
I
right?
love Jack in the Box.
They've got the biggest fast food menu
Oh,
around.
they do. You can get whatever you want.
Which you would think would slow down the drive because you're like, I want a chicken burrito, I want French toast sticks, I want a Jack burger.
I want a taco for 99 cents.
So there's so many menu items. You would think that would slow it down, but they're number 2 on this list.
Yeah.
A&W. I've been to an A&W, but it's been a long time and not the drive-thru. Wendy's is the 5th. KFC is 6th. Taco Bell 7. I have good experiences usually in Taco Bell drive-thru. Raising Cane's, I've never been there. 8. Zaxby's 9. Mickey D's, the Golden Arches, not the Golden Arcs, come in 10th. But Del Taco, fastest drive-thru in the United States of America.
Because no one's there.
Yeah. I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is. All right, when we come back, we're going to update our top local stories. Right now, though, on this back-to-school Monday, a lot of schools were back in session. Have things calmed down on the roads, Ashley Frasca?
No, this morning we have watched 2 overturned truck crashes. The very latest is in Lawrenceville, a tanker on its side, and Sugarloaf Parkway northbound is shut down right at Highway 316, so you'll need to plan an alternate route. The other one's been a red alert all morning in Statham. Highway 316 westbound is blocked at Bethlehem Road. Highway 211, you can use Atlanta Highway as an alternate, and a crash in the right lane down in Clayton County, 75 north at Terra Boulevard. Traffic brought to you by Peach Pass. The Peach Pass Go mobile app helps you get there faster with new and improved features and more coming soon. Download the new Peach Pass Go mobile app today at peachpass.com. I'm Ashley Frasca, 95.5 WSB.
We've all been
Jam
there.
starting at Langford Parkway.
Counting the minutes before we know we're going to be late because we couldn't count on a traffic app.
Jammed from I-85 down towards Ponce.
There is one thing you can count on. Triple team traffic on WSB.
Stay slow once you're inside the perimeter as well.
We know the highways. We know the streets. And we know the shortcuts.
75 northbound heading up to Cobb County through Marietta and Kennesaw.
And all you need to do is listen.
More experience.
More reliable. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Triple team traffic.
95.5 WSB. How Atlanta gets there.
We're in the dog days of summer, and I have news to help you stay cool. Ashley Frasca here to share that Ragsdale is extending their biggest specials of the summer off a brand new Carrier home comfort system that comes with Ragsdale's trusted 15-year parts and labor warranty. Ragsdale has HVAC, plumbing, electrical, and insulation all under one roof. So whether it's for a leaky faucet or blown-in insulation, Ragsdale takes care of my home, and they will yours too. For great, friendly service, visit RagsdaleAir.com or give them a call. Ragsdale, the name I know you can trust.
Because we have lawyers in all 50 states, I see lots of lawyers' ads. Most seem to be bragging on results, but are they true or misleading? For example, in some cases, a firm may try a case even though the at-fault party has no lawyer, then brag in the ad about their results. My son Matt got one for nearly $50 million, but we never collected one dime. Some lawyers may say they got a result even though they were sitting second chair at a firm like mine, and even though they had little to do with it. Happens all the time. All that glitters is not gold. At Morgan & Morgan, our results are real. Visit forthepeople.com and go to Settlements and Verdicts to see for yourself what your case may be worth before you hire a law firm. Do your homework. Fact check. It's easy and too important not to. Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com.
Injured? Dial Pound Law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Best price of the year right now at Advanced Hair, but it's the summer sales event, and summer's almost over. Hey, it's Mark Aram here. Yeah, amazing deal right now. Their amazing FUE system begins regrowing your natural hair the very next day. Quick, simple, easy, and guaranteed. Plus, this advanced summer savings event will get you the most hair for your dollar. It is literally their best offer ever. Advanced Hair stands by the results, and their before and after pictures second to none. With Advanced Hair, your own natural hair guaranteed to grow. Advanced Hair has top-rated physicians with modern technology, creating a concierge quality experience that is absolutely hard to find anywhere else. Don't miss their best offer ever. For details and to schedule a free consultation, call 470-660-HAIR, 470-660-HAIR. One-day treatment, life-changing results, your new hair guaranteed to grow. 470-660-HAIR or online at advancedhair.com.
You know how many times people call me to fix their garage door so they can sell their house? For years, they put up with the squeaking and the jamming, or they don't even use it because they lost the remote. Then when it comes time to sell, they fix it up nice for the next guy. For the exact same money, you can fix it up now and enjoy it yourself while you still live there. At Mo Better Garage, we make that way mo better. An expert repair, replacement remote, or garage door tune-up will give you years of trouble-free service. Works great for you, works great for the next guy when you decide to sell. Because you deserve to live in a house as nice as the real estate ad you're going to write about it. How do I know? Because I'm Mo. Call Mo Better Garage and maybe enjoy your garage door so much you decide not to move. Think of the money that'll save.
Mo Better Garage, we make it way more better.
MoBetterGarage.com.
Hey y'all, it's Belinda Skelton for Four Seasons Home Care. As many of you know, I lost both my parents recently, but I'm so thankful they were able to finish their lives at home where they wanted to be. And Four Seasons Home Care was so helpful to my family throughout the process. I get emails from listeners all the time and why I trusted Four Seasons Home Care. They tell me I don't want just anyone to care for my parents. Well, of course you don't. So here's why I work with Four Seasons Home Care. This is a real family-owned company. They vet and hire every single one of their caregiving specialists, and they don't farm out the care to contractors, and they're not some national corporation. So here's my advice, folks. Call Four Seasons Home Care and just start the conversation. Do your homework. This is a huge decision. It's a 100% free call that can change everything. Google Four Seasons Home Care Atlanta. That's Four Seasons Home Care Atlanta.
This is Greg Trzynski of the Original Mattress Factory. Many retailers use a computer program to tell you which mattress to buy after answering a few questions. That's not how finding the right mattress works. At OMF, our associates take the time to understand your specific needs. They'll guide you through our showroom, explain the differences between models, and help you select the right mattress. No computers, no gimmicks, just personal attention and quality mattresses built locally. Visit any showroom and experience the OMF difference for yourself.
Woman, I can hardly express.
45 years ago today, John Lennon began work on what would be his last album, Double Fantasy. He was shot to death outside his New York apartment later that year. This is Woman from his last album. I recognize the song, the album Double Fantasy, Deborah. Good album, great album, mediocre album?
You know, when it first came out, it was kind of like, and then everything happened and it became lauded as one of his best albums.
Did he have, I'm assuming, that he had unrecorded lyrics and works?
Yeah. Do you remember, was it last year, a couple years ago, where they actually went and found these old cassettes and they used AI to kind of repiece them together?
Yes. I did remember that. What a shame. I remember when the news broke, I was at my buddy EJ's house, and we came, we went, I had a sleepover and went to the kitchen for breakfast, and his mom was in the kitchen bawling her eyes out, like tears like you wouldn't believe, because John Lennon was shot and killed. Like that was a big deal, really big deal. But again, I don't wish it early death on anyone, but you think of all the people that die young, like John Lennon, James.
Well, for me, it was Kurt Cobain.
Kurt Cobain. Like they're frozen in time. We never got to see Fat John Lennon or Fat River Phoenix, right? All these.
Thank goodness.
All these people that were struck out. Kurt Cobain. They're frozen in time as these legendary figures. Anyway, John Lennon. All right, maybe I'll download that. Double Fantasy. I remember that song Woman, but I don't remember anything else on that album. All right, we have news, weather, and traffic in 3 minutes. Peter Greenberg just landed at the airport. He is en route to the studio. He's going to join us live after the news at 11. But coming up next, big political news. You heard live this morning on Atlanta's Morning News. It is now official. Derek Dooley officially running for the Senate seat here in Georgia. What does Eric Erickson think about Mr. Dooley's chances? He joins us live. Next, social media is active throughout the broadcast at Mark Airman at WSB Radio. And you can now watch the show live at WSBradio.com.
Hey, it's Scott Slade for FGA Roofing. If your home's exterior could use an updated look, or maybe one of your neighbor's designer roofs has caught your eye, and your current roof has started to show its age, then now's the perfect time to check out FGA Roofing for the latest in architectural shingles, timberland shingles, and more. Slate, tile, wood shake, cedar roofs, FGA has them all. FGA Roofing offers 0% financing for 12 months with your good credit. Get the roof you want now and pay over time. Click firstgaroof.com. That's firstgaroof.com.
I'm consumer investigator Dale Cardwell.
And I'm Monica Pearson. Dale and I have worked together for years, first at WSB, and today helping you find Georgia's best companies and sharing why they're the best.
Monica, one of the first companies I researched and recommended is Amco Transmissions and Total Car Care. For more than a dozen years, they've consistently met my 7-point standard and honored my Make It Right guarantee. And I know you believe in Amco just as much as I do.
Dale, over the years, we've both reported about people getting taken advantage of. So I'm keenly aware what it takes to deliver not just great performance, but great customer service. People who follow my advice literally stop me on the street and thank me for referring them to Amco.
We all need mechanics we can trust for correct diagnosis, efficient repair, and fair price. Not just for transmission repair, but engines, brakes, check engine lights, and so much more. Call the locally owned Amco near you.
And I know their nationwide warranty protects you everywhere.
That's AA.
MCO.
Atlanta DIY landlords, listen up. If you're exhausted from managing your rental properties all by yourself, my friends at Renters Warehouse Atlanta offering a 90-day test drive. Hire Renters Warehouse to manage your rental property for a low flat monthly fee as low as $115. If you're not satisfied at any time in the first 3 months, you can fire them. Get your management fees back. What do you get for that low flat monthly fee? A dedicated property management team, maintenance coordination, move in and move out property condition reports, advanced advanced tenant screening with a 9-month tenant warranty, professional photography and videography, lease renewal processing and negotiations, online rent collection, monthly owner cash flow statements, and more. Renters Warehouse, so confident you'll love their service, they want an addition for your business. Choice is yours. Keep DIYing or see how Renters Warehouse can make your life easier. Start your 90-day test drive today. Go to rwatlanta.com or call 404-662-2322, 404-662-2322.
You don't want to play games when it comes to your roof. That's why you should call Finley Roofing, the experts who believe manners matter and who will treat your home like their own. So you'll be sure you get your roof done right. Learn more at finleyroofing.com.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News,
weather,
traffic.
95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's News and Talk.
It is 10:30. Good morning. I'm Sabrina Cupid. This news sponsored by your Metro Atlanta AMCO dealers. We are under a flood watch through 8 o'clock tonight. WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards says you'll be in the rain all day long.
Hold onto your umbrella. We'll have scattered rain showers. Some will be heavy at times through the course this afternoon, this evening, and continuing in tomorrow. And adding it all up, we're looking at an additional 2.5 to 4 inches of rainfall between now and Wednesday morning.
And it's going to be cool. In fact, she says we could see a record low high today. We'll have Atlanta's most accurate and dependable forecast coming up in just over 2 minutes. DeKalb watershed crews are making emergency sewer repairs on Hunting Valley Drive after utility crews caused damage near Medlock Park. The road is closed to traffic through this Friday. But 5 to 10 nearby homes still have water and driveway access. A detour is in place and work is scheduled each day from 9 a.m. until 7 p.m. County officials say the road will reopen once repairs are safely finished. Former University of Tennessee football coach Derek Dooley is the latest Republican to officially challenge Democratic U.S. Senator Jon Ossoff.
Professional politicians like Jon Ossoff are the problem. Lawlessness, open season on the border, inflation everywhere, woke stuff. That's what they represent.
Now, in his campaign announcement video, Dooley touts his lack of political experience and the legacy of his late father, legendary University of Georgia football coach Vince Dooley. Congressman Buddy Carter and Congressman Mike Collins are already in the race. Early voting is underway today in a special state Senate election.
7 candidates are on the ballot in the District 21 race. Voters in North Fulton and Cherokee counties are choosing a replacement for former Senator Brandon Beach of Alpharetta, who was appointed by President Trump to become United States Treasurer. There are 6 Republicans and 1 Democrat running. The special election will be held August 26, and if there's a runoff, it's scheduled for September 23rd. The winner of the special election will serve the remainder of Beach's term, which runs through January of 2027. Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
Funeral services will be held this afternoon for Dunwoody detective Jordan Laverty, who passed away unexpectedly last week. He was only 35 years old. He leaves behind a wife and 4 children. Services will be held this afternoon at Woodstock City Church on Ridge Walk Parkway in Woodstock. Visitation starts at 1 o'clock with the service to follow at 2, and it is open to the public. A GoFundMe has been set up for the Dunwoody Police Foundation to help his wife and children. Actress Lonnie Anderson, who gained fame playing the receptionist at a fictitious Cincinnati radio station, has died at the age of 79. Lonnie Anderson starred for 4 seasons as Jennifer Marlowe in the 70s and early 80s sitcom WKRP in Cincinnati.
Perhaps he could give the speech for us this afternoon.
Oh, that's a wonderful idea.
Now, wait a minute, Jennifer. Did Andy get you to say that?
Mr. Carlson, nobody ever gets me to do anything.
That's true.
Now, apart from acting, Lonnie Anderson was possibly best known for her highly publicized romance and marriage to actor Burt Reynolds. Anderson passed away Sunday in L.A. Instagram users will now need at least 1,000 followers on a public account in order to broadcast live. Users have already expressed disappointment with the new policy as it impacts smaller content creators or people who just like to go live with their friends. No reason was given for the change. As we take a look at the markets, the Dow is currently up 421 at 44,009. NASDAQ is up more than 1.5%, and the S&P is up more than a full percent. Time now for live team coverage of traffic and weather. Ashley Frask is in the WSB 24-hour traffic center.
In Lawrenceville, a tanker truck has overturned, and that has Sugarloaf Parkway northbound shut down at Highway 316, so you'll need to use another route to get up to Highway 316. Crash finally cleared to the shoulder, though a lot of flashing lights in Clayton County, 75 northbound at Terra Boulevard, and still a red alert out in Barrow County. Highway 316 westbound is shut down at Bethlehem Road. 211 from this morning's earlier overturned truck crash. I'm Ashley Frasca, 95.5 WSB.
This is WSB meteorologist Christina Upwards. Cloudy skies with rain showers today. Some will be heavy at times. Staying cool with a high of 68. Lows tonight in the mid-60s. Off and on rain showers for tomorrow, high 72. Mostly cloudy on Wednesday, high 78.
64 degrees in Lilburn, at 65 in Sandy Springs. Winder has 63 degrees. We'll have more news at 11 o'clock. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Sabrina Cupid, 95.5 WSB.
Is your summer vacation going to be a week at the beach?
Oh, yeah!
That week at the beach could be yours if you win $1,000 on $1,000 Thursdays.
That's awesome!
It's $1,000 Thursdays on WSB.
Your chance to win $1,000 every hour between 9 a.m. and 4 p.m. on Thursdays.
Listen for the
I just
keyword
put the keyword in, and my God.
at WSBradio.com or on the WSB app.
Oh, my word!
Get all the info at WSBRadio.com.
$1,000 Thursdays this Thursday,
From 95.5 WSB.
where Atlanta wins.
The only thing that matters to me is the people of Georgia are proud with who's representing them in Washington.
Derek Dooley makes it official. How does that impact the Senate race? Eric Erickson live with the latest 2 minutes away on the Mark Arum Show.
Hey, it's Belinda for the board-certified plastic surgeons at Marietta Plastic Surgery. They have a very exciting program that might be the perfect fit for you. Introducing the Aesthetic Vault, a curated members-only program for those that prioritize elevated self-care and personalized beauty. Enjoy exclusive perks, preferred pricing, and the freedom to apply your monthly bank towards the treatment you love, all for $149 per month. As a member, you'll receive 10% off med spa services and retail products, a complimentary consultation, skin analysis, and either a dermaplane or peel every year. Be among the first 100 members to lock in a lifetime monthly rate of $129. But you must call Marietta Plastic Surgery. Call 770-425-7575. That's 770-425-7575. Or visit MariettaPlasticSurgery.com. Terms and conditions may apply.
When someone's AC is on the fritz, drains are clogged, or wall outlets are sparking, Castile Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Electrical never asks, how soon do you need it fixed? You know why? Because no one in recorded history has ever said, oh, take your time, just whenever you can get to it. We just assume how fast can you get here will always be the answer. So Castile will be there same day, and we won't leave until you're 100% satisfied. See? Sometimes it's good to assume. It gets your AC fixed fast. Book today at CastileAir.com.
Hi, I'm Trisha, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company, where we're all about you. Your style, your budget, your dream engagement ring. Are you looking for a style that's classic, modern, vintage, or something in between? Not sure? At Shane Company, we're here to help. We have so much style under one roof because a friend knows you like options. Drop by or visit us at shaneco.com. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
I sat in kitchens and living rooms with people from all walks of life. The only thing that mattered was trying to create hope and opportunity for them and that family. That's leadership, is how you represent people. You're there to serve.
That was part of the video announcement today by the Derek Dooley campaign. We knew it was going to happen. It was just a matter of when, and this morning was when. He is running for the U.S. Senate seat here in Georgia. Joining us live to break it all down. Back from vacation. Oh, my Lord, we missed you, Eric Erickson.
Thanks for having me.
Did you have a good time off?
You know, it was a nice week off. It was nice to decompress, but it's also great to be back.
Yeah, and great to have you back on this breaking news. Again, not really breaking news, right? We knew this was going to come. It's just a matter of the timing. Your initial reaction to the Dooley announcement.
Yeah. I still want to see, how does he, after being a Tennessee football coach, sell a vision for Georgia? I noted in his announcement, he talks about the border. He talks about trans issues. Those issues still register well in the poll? He did take on Jon Ossoff, which I thought was good. But I do want to see more. Interestingly, I think I want to see his fundraising numbers. Is he able to raise money? And is most of that money that he raises from in the state? That's going to tell us how big of a constituency he has to fund this campaign.
Eric, who are the other candidates currently in, and how does Dooley differentiate himself from the other candidates?
We've got Buddy Carter's in from South Georgia, who kind of introduced himself as Mr. MAGA to the base. You've got Mike Collins, who seems to be actually more traditionally MAGA. He's got a great social media presence. He's probably going to get President Trump's support. That probably gives him an advantage over everyone else. So Dooley's going to have to show that he can differentiate himself beyond his last name and actually show that he actually is a Georgia presence, best known for being a Tennessee football coach. We'll see if he can pull that off, and does he have a good vision for Georgia? Now, he's got the governor's team supporting him to a degree. This is the governor's guy, and the governor's trying to get the president's team behind Dooley. Now, I've been told pretty reliably that you've got people, names you've heard of, like Tuberville from Alabama, Nick Saban, also whispering in the president's ears that Dooley is the guy he wants to back.
Interesting. So that's an update to news that broke last week. I'm sure you were still paying attention, of course, that the fact that, again, Governor Kemp hasn't endorsed any candidate, but his political machine is backing Dooley, that perhaps President Trump has said, I don't know who this guy is. The hope was that the Republicans could coalesce around one single candidate. Do you see a possible friction between the president and the governor, referencing the Dooley candidacy?
Yeah, I'm told that the friction is growing, that the president's team is not sure he's the guy. And so you do have these SEC coaches rallying around Dooley behind the scenes. And the president loves coaches more than he loves generals, so that may be persuasive.
You got a wildly popular president, right? You've got a wildly successful governor. Both have checkered past when it comes to candidate selection, right? Herschel Walker, David Perdue, Kelly Loeffler for the governor. Neither has a sterling record of pushing forth winning candidates.
Yeah, and that's why I think that Dooley's going to have to make the case for himself beyond the governor's machine. And Mike Collins does have a killer social media team, gets a lot of buzz online nationally. That's going to help Mike Collins with national fundraising. Does it translate into the base here in Georgia? It might with Mike Collins. I think Mike Collins, if he really commits to this race, is going to be the guy to beat, more so than Dooley. But that also gives Dooley some breathing room as all the arrows shoot towards Mike Collins.
I think there's going to be a lot of money spent in this race, Eric.
Yes, there will be a lot.
A lot of
hopefully
money.
That'll be good for us.
Yeah, absolutely, exactly right. Relatedly, Marjorie Taylor Greene says she is not going to run for governor. And on X especially, I've been seeing more and more liberals and Democrats agreeing with Marjorie Taylor Greene over the last couple of weeks. She's had some strong stances on some stuff.
Yes, she has, disagreeing with the president a lot on the Epstein stuff, on Ukraine, on Israel. She's kind of finding herself out, kind of off by herself. I hear she was deterred by the threat of Jewish space lasers from the governor's race. So I think she's going to be stuck as a congresswoman from Georgia, where she'll be the Republican Cynthia McKinney.
Well, yeah, I talked about this last week a little bit. Like, if not governor, what is her political future? Because I would assume, I don't know her personally, but she has more political aspirations than just representing the same district year after year after year.
Yes, she does. And the House in particular is the place where you can get bored very easily. She's never going to be in leadership. She's kind of marginalized herself, even with a number of her Republican colleagues. So she's played her cards terribly. But Marjorie is a story of reinvention, and she can reinvent herself again at some point.
The big news Friday, we had the jobs numbers reported. It was the first day of tariffs. 60 plus countries tariffs went into effect on Friday, and then I got off the air, and President Trump got rid of the person that's in charge of the jobs numbers. I'm not sure if it's unprecedented, but it hasn't happened in my lifetime. I think that it's obviously well within his right. He didn't like the numbers. He didn't like the revisions. But if whoever replaces the ousted leader, or the statistician that does the president has to come up with someone legitimate, right? This can't be someone from Fox News or one of his sons. Like, he has to get a legitimate scientist, statistician to replace her.
Here's the problem. So first of all, you should know the revisions have gotten better over the last 15 years, not worse. So now you've gotten rid of the Bureau of Labor Statistics. So the next person comes in and the numbers aren't good. The Democrats now get to say, well, this is Donald Trump's hand-picked person telling him his economy sucks. Or the numbers come back great, and the Democrats get to say, can we trust these numbers? I bet they're going to be revised. And so by opening himself up to this, he's now opened himself up to greater skepticism from not just Democrats, but from the public. Can you really believe the numbers now? He's made something partisan. The Republicans for the last 4 years tried very hard to make the Bureau of Labor Statistics a partisan outfit. To a degree it is, but not to the degree they made it to be. And now the president has totally made it partisan in a way that the public can cast doubt on any number that comes out. And if the numbers are bad, Democrats get to say this is his own guy telling him his economy's bad. And by the way, you should know, the White House bragged about the tariff revenue that's come in over the weekend. That just means Americans are paying more in taxes now.
Yeah, and I think, because as long as you and I have been doing this, every time the jobs numbers come out, they're like, oh, and we revised the last 2 months. Like, it's commonplace, these revisions. Right. They've got to change the methodology. Like, wait 3 months and give us the actual numbers so you don't have to keep revising them every time.
Yeah, and so for people who don't know, I mean, this is a phone survey that they actually call businesses, and businesses are required by law to participate. Many of them, though, are late in doing so, and that's why the numbers are revised, because you get the initial survey, you do a statistical sampling based on it, and then you get the actual data a month later, and you have to revise it. And then every year in October, they revise the entire past year based on a total accumulated deep dive of the actual data. So the number's never reliable. But here's the thing. No economist has ever treated the unemployment number as a reliable number when it comes out. They wait a couple of months. So maybe we should start waiting a few months and get the actual data.
Yeah, I've just say, hey, all right, you're going to get the January numbers in March. You're going to get the March numbers in June. Like, so we actually, it's like if they did that for radio ratings. Like,
right.
We only have 60% of the listenership in, but here's what it is. And then in 2 months, we'll revise. Like, come on. I'm not giving back my bonuses, Eric. I know you're not giving back your bonuses. Final quick question. I have not touched this at all because I don't know much about it. But every time I look on cable news, it's talking about Texas redistricting. What the hell's going on in Texas?
So the Republicans have decided they want to redraw lines in Texas to get more Republicans in. They're worried about their numbers. And Republicans have realized Democrats have so gerrymandered New York, California, and Illinois, there's no way for them to draw new lines in those states to maximize Democratic returns. So the Democrats in Texas have actually fled the state to deprive Texas of a quorum. Now the governor says he's going to fire the members of the Texas legislature who have fled the state to make the state be unable to do the legislative duties. Listen, this is not a Republicans get to do it sort of thing. They all do it. They do it all the time. It's kind of unusual for Republicans to do mid-decade redistricting, but Democrats have done it in the past too. You're only hearing about it now in the media in large part because it's Republicans doing it, but Democrats in Georgia in the 90s and early 2000s were far more brutal than anything the Republicans have done since. There was a time in Georgia, people forget, where you literally could jump over one congressional district into another congressional district and then back into the same district because of the way it was drawn. They had multi-member districts. Democrats have for years abused gerrymandering, and now the Republicans are just doing like the 1980s drug ad saying, I learned it by watching you.
Dad, I learned it by watching. I know Illinois has been notorious.
Yeah, Illinois. Okay. And the Texas Democrats flew to Illinois, which is the most gerrymandered state in the country.
Yeah. There should be just one set of rules. You know, you should. I heard this quote. I wish I could give it credit to whoever said it, but the politicians should earn your vote. The voters shouldn't have to earn. I forgot. I just butchered it anyway. Like, just stop with the gerrymandering. Everybody, both sides, just draw up sensible districts, keep them that way, and everything's fair and square. Eric, so glad you're back. What's coming back on the show tonight, buddy?
I'm going to actually start with the Bureau of Labor Statistics and why we actually do this constant revision of the numbers.
All right. I'll be listening. I missed you, man.
Glad to be back.
I missed you so much. All right, Eric Erickson, noon to 3 here on 95.5 WSB. All right, we'll come back, get some breaking news out of Washington. I'll pass that along, but hopefully no breaking news on the roadways, Ashley Frasca.
Actually, there's a tanker truck on its side in Sugarloaf Parkway northbound to shut down at Highway 316, so maybe you'll want to use Riverside Parkway to access 316. Still a few brake lights between Duluth and Norcross, rolling 85 south down to Indian Trail. And we've got some slow stuff through the work zone as you ramp off of 285 on I-20 eastbound, headed over to Wesley Chapel. I'm Ashley Frasca, 95.5 WSB.
He's the guy at the desk next to you.
So if you can't handle handle your real face, then don't tell me how to handle my life.
He's your co-pilot for the ride home.
They have a lot more money now because they stopped kneeling.
Eric Von Hessler.
Things are going to get broken.
Eric Von Hessler.
Today at 3.
95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
Hey, now's the time of year you're really enjoying that deck, I bet. Grilling food, sitting out relaxing, having friends over, good times. Dave Baker here for my deck experts, Ben Hill Renovations. I get it though, if you're still dragging your heels a bit on getting a new deck, I know you want to make sure you find the right builder so you can upgrade your outdoor living space correctly and within your budget. So here's a few things to consider when selecting a builder for your deck. You'll want someone who will build your deck up to future county and city code requirements. You'll want a builder who'll pull a permit for the work. Yes, the builder will need a permit, and pulling a permit now saves you headaches in the future. You'll also want different options, styles, types of wood, and colors to choose from. You'll get all that at Ben Hill Renovations, plus superior craftsmanship from their 60 years of experience, and your job will be backed by their workmanship warranty. Visit bhrenovations.com today and schedule a free design consultation at your home. Ben Hill Renovations, creating raving fans since 1964.
Hey folks, it's Scott Slade. You've heard me talk for years about how Myland is saving homeowners hundreds, even thousands of dollars every month. Well, here's something that comes up often. Does it make sense to refinance your mortgage and pay off high-interest credit card debt? Well, even if you have a low interest rate on your mortgage, that isn't helping you if you're carrying credit card debt month to month. Myland sees this every day where people call in and wish they had done something sooner. Holding on and making minimum payments on your credit cards is only making the situation worse. There isn't one solution for everyone, which is why I trust and believe in my friends at Myland. They'll shoot straight and give you an honest assessment for you and your family at no cost. Do yourself a favor. Give Myland a call. Find out how much you could be saving. 770-817-2000. Call 770-817-2000. Online, it's myland.com. Spelled it M-I-L-E-N-D. NMLS and Georgia Residential Mortgage Licensee 148769, located at 8995 West Side Parkway, Alpharetta, Georgia 30009. Myland is an equal housing lender.
You know how many times people call me to fix their garage door so they can sell their house? For years, they put up with the squeaking and the jamming, or they don't even use it because they lost the remote. Then when it comes time to sell, they fix it up nice for the next guy. For the exact same money, you can fix it up now and enjoy it yourself while you still live there. At Mo Better Garage, we make that way mo better. An expert repair, replacement remote, or garage door tune-up will give you years of trouble-free service. Works great for you, works great for the next guy when you decide to sell. Because you deserve to live in a house as nice as the real estate ad you're going to write about it. How do I know? Because I'm Mo. Call Mo Better Garage and maybe enjoy your garage door so much you decide not to move. Think of the money that'll save.
Mo Better Garage, we make it way more better.
MoBetterGarage.com.
Hey y'all, it's Belinda Skelton for Four Seasons Home Care. As many of you know, I lost both my parents recently, but I'm so thankful they were able to finish their lives at home where they wanted to be. And Four Seasons Home Care was so helpful to my family throughout the process. I get emails from listeners all the time and why I trusted Four Seasons Home Care. They tell me I don't want just anyone to care for my parents. Well, of course you don't. So here's why I work with Four Seasons Home Care. This is a real family-owned company. They vet and hire every single one of their caregiving specialists, and they don't farm out the care to contractors, and they're not some national corporation. So here's my advice, folks. Call Four Seasons Home Care and just start the conversation. Do your homework. This is a huge decision. It's a 100% free call that can change everything. Google Four Seasons Home Care Atlanta. That's Four Seasons Home Care Atlanta.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. We're a different kind of wireless company dedicated to serving people 50 and up, like me. Because let's face it, our needs are different. Big wireless unlimited plans are designed for 20-somethings, not us. At Consumer Cellular, we're focused on one thing, bringing you affordable, reliable rate plans that suit your needs, not ours. How do we do that? We start by using the same towers as the big guys, the exact same towers. We then create rate plans designed for your usage. The fact is, we can offer you an unlimited plan with the same network quality for less because we understand how you use wireless services. Our plans start at just $20 a month. And forget trying to chat with robots. You'll get 100% US-based award-winning customer service when you need help. Come find out how wireless should be and join the millions who've made the switch.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com/facts. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
10:54 on this free weather Monday. It is summer ended. Peter Greenberg flew to town, and Mother Nature's like, enough with 100 degrees. We got a big shot in. Peter's going to be live in studio after the news at 11. And of course, he's here for the Peter Greenberg Travel Experience in the WSB Live Lounge. An amazing incentive from the WSB Carathon, which, by the way, broke another record, $2.1 million from you generous listeners. So I'm going to be excited. Maya and I are going to be hanging out with Peter in the Live Lounge today, and I think, Longoria, it's chicken piccata on the menu. I'm trying to get confirmation from our sources.
Oh, heck yeah.
Yeah, but I think it's a chicken piccata, so very excited about that. I do want to update Colonel Jeff McCausland, our military analyst, is going to join us at 11:35, talking about this story, the nuclear sub story that broke over the weekend. Russia warning everyone to be, quote, very careful with nuclear rhetoric, and is downplaying President Trump's nuclear submarine order. On Friday, Mr. Trump said he ordered 2 nuclear subs to be positioned in what he called the appropriate regions in response to recent threats by Russian officials. CBS News Pentagon reporter Eleanor Watson has more.
President Trump's post on Friday was vague. He did not distinguish between nuclear-armed submarines and nuclear-powered submarines. If he's talking about nuclear-armed submarines, there are a few of those at any given time on patrol. But the range of the missiles they carry is so great that those submarines could be in the Atlantic, the Pacific, or the Indian Ocean and still pose a threat to Russia.
Obviously a big story. We'll check in with Colonel Jeff McCausland after the news at 11:35. One other international story. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu reportedly pushing for a military solution to free the hostages in Gaza. President Trump's special envoy met with hostage families over the weekend. With more on that, Ian Pennell from Tel Aviv.
What he told them was, we are very, very close to a solution to end this war. What does that mean? Well, he says that Hamas has said that they are prepared to demilitarize, which is frankly mystifying because publicly at least that's not what they're saying. He also says that there's a plan to bring all hostages home at once. Again, mystifying because they're struggling to bring even small groups home. An Israeli official also telling ABC News that Prime Minister Netanyahu is pushing to expand the military operation to release the hostages through a military solution.
Ian Pennell in Tel Aviv. Relatedly, video released over the weekend of 2 hostages sparked outrage in Israel, according to CBS's Robert Berger in Jerusalem.
The hostages spoke. They were crying. One hostage said that he only gets a liter of water a day. He held up a can of food, saying that that's his food for 2 days. He was pleading, saying that he didn't think he's going to live much longer and begging the government to bring him home.
All right, so the envoy there, including Ambassador Mike Huckabee, obviously not good. There's starvation going on in Gaza as well. Any updates on the Israel-Hamas situation, we will bring them to you live here on 95.5 WSB. All right, I'm going to steal this headline from Sabrina. Sorry, Sabrina. I want to check the markets before we go. Huge losses on Friday. Big gains thus far on Monday. Dow's up 450. NASDAQ's up almost 300. S&P up 70. 1% growth across the 3 major indices there. We'll keep an eye on the markets as well. News, weather, and traffic in 2. When we come back, travel expert Peter Greenberg live in studio. You can watch that, Peter's appearance on WSBRadio.com through the video feed. Peter and I both sans makeup for this appearance. Social media is active at Mark Ehrman at WSB Radio.
WSB Atlanta, WSB BFM, and HD1 Doraville. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's news and talk.
Best price of the year right now at Advanced Hair, but it's the summer sales event, and summer's almost over. Hey, it's Mark Aram here. Yeah, amazing deal right now. Their amazing FUE system begins regrowing your natural hair the very next day. Quick, simple, easy, and guaranteed. Plus, this advanced summer savings event will get you the most hair for your dollar. It is literally their best offer ever. Advanced Hair stands by the results, and their before and after pictures, second to none. With Advanced Hair, your own natural hair guaranteed to grow. Advanced Hair has top-rated physicians with modern technology, creating a concierge quality experience that is absolutely hard to find anywhere else. Don't miss their best offer ever. For details and to schedule a free consultation, call 470-660-HAIR, 470-660-HAIR. One-day treatment, life-changing results, your new hair guaranteed to grow. 470-660-HAIR or online at advancedhair.com.
Attention men, does ED and PE have you down? Well, great news. Choice Men's Health has the latest breakthrough treatments that can get you up and running. Meet the specialist who is dedicated to helping you perform better than ever in the bedroom.
Hey guys, I'm Dr. Katz with Choice Men's Health. Regardless of your age or medical condition, Choice Men's Health can safely restore your potency. Our customized solutions can eliminate your problem in just one visit. There's no pain, no surgery, and it's affordable.
Don't wait. Call Choice Men's Health now. We are so confident we can help. For a limited time, we're offering to cover your first treatment for free. Call 404-400-1170. Call now to claim your free treatment. 404-400-1170. Results guaranteed on your first visit or it's free. 404-400-1170. Choice Men's Health. The only choice for your health.
News, weather,
traffic. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
Hi there, good morning. It is 11 o'clock. I'm Sabrina Cupid. This news is sponsored by the Next Generation Xfinity 10G network. And our top local story, just weeks after the decision to impose a 158% tax increase on property owners, one Austell City Council member is now pushing for higher pay for the city's elected leaders.
Devon Myrick says the modest raises of $4,000 or less are simply intended to bring Austell into alignment with pay rates in other Cobb cities.
I'm not trying to do it because the job is so hard. No, the job is just what I signed up for. We're trying to move the city of Austell forward.
Other council members are hesitant considering the newly approved tax hike. Marlon Lamar notes that Austell is significantly smaller than other Cobb cities, but Myrick contends that they do the same amount of work. The public meeting is at the Thread Mill Complex and starts at 7 p.m. Graham Carroll, 95.5 WSB.
All right, we are under a flood watch here through 8 p.m. tonight.
Off and on rain through the course of today through tonight and continuing into tomorrow. And an additional 2 to 4.5 inches of rainfall likely between now and Wednesday afternoon.
And WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards says we also may have a record high today, a low. The high will be only around 68, and she'll have Atlanta's most accurate and dependable forecast coming up in just a couple of minutes. Russia is warning everyone to be, quote, very careful with nuclear rhetoric and is downplaying President Trump's submarine order. On Friday, Mr. Trump said that he ordered 2 nuclear submarines to be positioned in what he called the appropriate regions in response to recent threats by Russian officials. A Pentagon reporter Eleanor Watson has more.
I viewed the post, in my opinion, on Friday from the president as a sign of his increasing frustration with Russia that throughout the summer, as he's been calling for the war to wind down, Russia has instead been escalating its attacks against Ukrainian cities with drones and missile strikes night after night.
Yeah, President Trump said last month that he would give Russia 50 days to begin serious peace talks with Ukraine. The Russian response was to ramp up attacks. There's a new candidate in the Republican race for U.S. Senate.
Ending months of speculation. Former University of Tennessee football coach Derek Dooley says he's running for the GOP nomination for the seat currently held by U.S. Senator Jon Ossoff.
I'm going to work with President Trump, fight for you, and always put Georgia first.
In his campaign announcement video, Dooley touts the legacy of his late father, legendary UGA football coach Vince Dooley. 2 other high-profile Republicans are already in the race, Congressman Buddy Carter and Congressman Mike Collins. Jonathan O'Brien, 95.5 WSB.
Amazon buying a 985-acre development site along I-75 in rural Lamar County. That's about an hour south of Atlanta. It's reported that Amazon's planning to build a data center there. Scientists out of South Korea say that they have a new treatment for coronavirus. The oral medicine was developed by Hyundai Bioscience. The company says that the drug addresses COVID-19 symptoms, including cough, headache, nausea, and chills. Patients treated with this new drug recovered faster and had a lower risk of hospitalization. It was a success during clinical trials, but still needs to go through another late-stage trial. If that goes smoothly, that drug could be available at some point next year. And Atlanta ranks 33rd out of 50 housing markets in a new list of the best housing markets. In fact, many southern cities and states are taking a hit, according to the Housing Heat Index from Bankrate.
What were once red-hot housing markets along the Sun Belt are now cooling, and housing markets in the Rust Belt and Northeast are heating up.
And Bankrate's Alex Gailey says Connecticut is the hottest housing market in the country thanks to rising home values and fast-selling homes. As we take a look at the markets, the Dow is in positive territory, up more than a full percent at 44,078. NASDAQ is up more than 1.5%, and the S&P is also in the green, up more than a full percent. It's time now for live team coverage of traffic and weather. We say good morning to Alex Williams. He has a look at your roads.
Hey, good Monday morning to you, Sabrina. Right now, it's definitely a little rainy, a little wet out on the roadways, but it's not stopping the crews from doing their construction in DeKalb on the I-20 eastbound collector distributor ramp right there at Wesley Chapel Road. It's blocking the right lane, slowing the ride from I-285 as well as those ramps. Better news in Gwinnett County. That overturned truck crash cleanup on Sugarloaf Parkway westbound right at Highway 316. That is now all cleared up to the turn lane, so Sugarloaf Parkway is back open. But don't forget, out in Barrow County, still dealing with an overturned truck crash from this morning, shutting down Highway 316 at Bethlehem Road, so traffic being diverted around that. Alex Williams, 95.5 WSB.
I'm WSB meteorologist Christina Upwards. Cloudy skies with off and on rain showers. Some will be heavy at times today, staying cool with a high of 68. Lows tonight in the mid-60s. More scattered rain showers tomorrow, high 72.
65 degrees in Duluth and Roswell. Decatur has 66 degrees. We'll have more news at 11:30. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Sabrina Cupid, 95.5 WSB.
I'll run this town to be near you.
11:05 on another fast-moving news day, Monday. Welcome back, friends. Mark Arum and crew with you till noon. A lot of big local stories, a lot of big national, international stories. You get a chance to win tickets to Blackberry Smoke coming up in 30 minutes. Deborah's going to give you a chance to win those. Deborah, we can have those throughout the week here on the Mark Arum Show.
Every day this week.
Every day this week. Tickets to win Blackberry Smoke. I mentioned before the break, joining us live in studio, the travel detective himself, frequent contributor to the Mark Arum Show, Mr. Peter Greenberg. Peter, thanks for coming in, and thanks for your generosity for donating your time and travel here today.
And happy to do the thing tonight.
Yeah. So the Peter Greenberg Experience, one of the most amazing Carathon incentives, and the first one to go into effect. Like, quick turnaround. People got the incentive the last week, and now it's paying off tonight.
I'm happy to do it. It'll be fun.
Yeah, and apparently I'm emceeing. I'm the host.
I said it would be fun.
I'm going to make it fun.
Okay,
Peter.
good. Okay.
All right. I'm going to use this time with you in studio because I had a travel experience this weekend. I'll try to make this story as brief as possible. I'm a big baseball card guy. That's my thing. You're a boat guy. I'm a baseball card guy. The national convention was held outside of Chicago. And last minute, I had FOMO because all my friends were going up there. I booked a ticket on Delta. Fly out Friday evening, come back Sunday afternoon. I get 1 day, all day Saturday at the Expo Center. And so I finished the show up on Friday, went home, grabbed my bag, walked the dogs, drove down to the airport. Friday traffic to the airport was horrible. Park my car at Park and Ride, get on the shuttle van to go to the airport, and I get a message from Delta, your flight's canceled. And I'm like, oh my goodness. So I'm already on the shuttle. So I go to the Delta counter to see what my options are. Hand the guy at the counter my driver's license. I'm like, hey, my Chicago flight was canceled. What can you do for me? He's like, I got nothing tonight. I was like, great. He's like, I can get you on something tomorrow morning, 11:30 a.m. And I'm like, okay, that'll work. Right? I'll land at 1 p.m. and I'll have still 5 or 6 hours. I'm like, let's do it. And he prints me out a boarding pass, what looks like a boarding pass, but it just said seat request. There was no seat assigned. And I was like, I don't want to fly standby on this. So I said, I just want to cancel the flight. And the guy's like, we can't cancel it here. You have to call an 800 number. So I'm like crazy. And I'm like, well, and I don't want to sound bougie, but I bought a first class ticket.
You always make that mistake.
Yes. I bought a first class ticket, not with miles, not with an upgrade. I paid for it.
You really are a baseball card fanatic.
Yes. So he called this. I'm like, well, like, I don't have a seat assigned. Is there any first class seats? But he's like, oh, you're first class. I'm like, well, yeah, I gave you my thing. You pulled up. So he calls the supervisor over, and she's like, oh, you should have told him you were first class before. We could have booked you something. Now it's too late. And I was like, harumph. So I was like, all right, I'll call the 1-800 number. Leave the airport, get home, call the 800 number. It's an hour and 20 minutes on hold, they say.
Wait, it's worse than that. You know why?
Why?
Because after that hour and 20 minutes on hold, they say, please stay on the line after this call for a 2-minute survey on our service. I do not need a 2-minute survey to tell you how bad that is.
Yeah, so I was like, I'm not waiting. I want to have dinner with my wife. I'm not going to wait on. So we finished dinner, and I log into my Delta app to get my confirmation number so I know when I call to cancel. And all of a sudden, miraculously, I had a seat. A seat assigned for 11:35 a.m. on Saturday. I was like, trip's back on. Because once I had the seat, I was like, okay, I'm going to go. Go there, have a great time. Flight's leaving at like noon on Sunday morning. Same thing. I'm having a cup of coffee in the morning. Delta's like, your flight's canceled. We've rebooked you at 6 p.m. And I'm like,
but now you have time to look at all the baseball cards you bought.
well, that's the thing. But I really wanted to get home. And my fear was if I took the 6 p.m. flight, that might get canceled. And then I'm not here in time to do the show.
Yeah.
So I look on the Delta app and it says, if you don't like this flight, we've rebooked you, try elsewhere. And there was like an 11:20 flight with seats open. And I was like, I don't know. It was close. It was, close to the departure time. I'm like, I don't want to rebook it yet. Let me go and see what security's like. So I hopped in an Uber, went to O'Hare, checked in. The clear line was short. So I went and quickly on the app, rebooked the flight, and I got on that flight and made it. What did I do right? What did I do wrong there? Or is there anything you can or can't do in those situations?
Well, the problem is I hate apps.
Really?
Yeah. Look, I can find out more information faster. They can send me an app telling me that my flight's delayed.
Yeah.
I'm already sitting on the plane. I already know it's delayed.
Yes.
So the thing is, you got to figure out who you can talk to, who can give you a yes. Never take a no from somebody who can't give you a yes in the first place.
That's what was my first mistake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you went to the gate or to the counter here at Delta, you didn't go to a supervisor.
No.
You were a schlepper.
I was a schlepper.
Right. So you were
do I have to?
You were a schlepper with a first class ticket.
But I didn't want to be the guy like, hey, I'm a first class passenger.
No, you just got to go to a supervisor.
Okay.
Right. Why wait?
Supervisor denied me. She was like, no, you're done, son.
No,
Not an
come
exact
on.
quote, but she's like, there's nothing we can do. We've already rebooked you. You should have told him you were in first class.
No, but what she said was you should have told that guy no.
Yeah.
You should have told her to begin with.
Okay. Call the supervisor over.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like the Johnny Kilbasa waved the manager over with 2 fingers.
No, but be nice about it.
Oh, I'm 100% nice. Like,
Okay.
Listen, Peter, I'm a pillar of the community. I can't be that
But you
guy.
see, you brought up a very sore subject for me.
Okay.
My mother threw out all my baseball cards.
Oh, yeah. And I'm guessing your age. That's the Mickey Mantle era.
Orlando Cepeda, the whole gang.
Yeah. You would be retired right now if she.
Yeah, I know.
Peter Greenberg joining us live in studio. I will shout out, and I'm not going to say her name, but when I got to Delta on Saturday morning, I went to the lounge. And I saw that there were 2 first-class seats available still on the flight where I was booked middle seat coach. So I went to the lady in the lounge. I was like, hey, I explained my situation. She's like, did you pay for a first-class seat? I'm like, yeah. Boom, got me up front. Like,
there you go.
Yeah, she had the power to do that.
You see, in the service business, it's not the delivery of the service that counts. It's the recovery.
Yeah.
She recovered.
She recovers. Fantastic.
Yeah.
And I was up front on the way home, too.
Good.
So, yeah.
So you got 2 Biscoff cookies.
Yeah, I got 2. No, I there's a new chocolate filled shortbread cookie, which I now prefer over the Biscoffs.
Well, that means more Biscoffs for me. Okay.
Peter Greenberg live in studio. Speaking of, it's not just Delta. AI pricing. Delta's denying that they're doing this, but we're talking about AI pricing at McDonald's coming pretty soon.
They can all deny it. They're experimenting with it.
Yeah.
They cannot deny that. And it's called personal pricing, which is basically trying to figure out what's your pain point. At what point will you finally say, okay, I can't take it anymore? At which point you won't.
Yeah.
This gets rid of all sorts of data privacy concerns. It gets rid of any kind of comparison pricing that you would like to make. It's no longer based on supply and demand. It's based on what they know about you and what you're prepared to pay. I think it's terrible.
Yeah, so not a good thing for the consumer at all.
If they can make an argument that this is a good thing for me,
Yeah.
I'm all ears. Ain't going to happen.
Yeah.
No, because the minute you log on, how much information have you told them about you already?
A lot.
If you put your frequent flyer number in, they know your entire purchasing pattern, your travel pattern, who you flew with, where you went, how much you paid the last time, right? How many times you've been to one location, how they can price that. They can even scrub data from third and fourth party sources to figure out, oh, does Mark have to go to a funeral?
Oh, wow,
yeah.
really?
Oh, yeah. And next thing
Knowing
you know,
I'll pay more because
yes,
I have to
are
get
you
there.
flying with a significant other? Oh, you're going, right? So now, the only short-term hack around that is to go incognito.
Yeah.
Don't put your frequent flyer number in. Sign on as a guest, and then put your frequent flyer number in after the fact.
Oh.
Because otherwise, they're going to start pricing it based on what they think you want to pay.
Interesting. So that being said, are we better off as flyers going to a travel site like an Expedia and going in the back way?
Yes and no, because my problem with all the OTAs is that if something goes wrong, who are you going to call? That's the problem.
Yeah.
But if you're looking at travel as a commodity and you just want to go from A to B, and you don't want to get hosed on the price based on who they think you are, what else are you going to do?
All right, back to me for a second.
Oh, yeah, because you are the most important. Yeah.
So I prepaid for a hotel by the O'Hare Airport.
Right.
For Friday night, Saturday night stay, leave Sunday. Obviously, I couldn't get there on Friday because I was still in Atlanta. So I called the hotel directly, talked to this very nice woman at the counter. I said, here's the deal. I don't want you to give my room away, but my flight got canceled. I won't be there till tomorrow. She's like, no problem. But I haven't checked my credit card yet. Am I going to get refunded that first night?
No.
Dagnabbit,
no,
Peter.
you're not. First of all, you booked that separately, didn't you?
Yes.
Okay, number one. Number two, if you take a look at all the online travel agencies, or even did you do it through the hotel website?
I did it through like Trivago. Or
Okay,
one
it was
of
a
those.
third-party
Yeah.
site. They are very specific in them in disclosing that not refundable.
Well, I had up until the day before.
Well, we all have until the day before. Excuse me,
Exactly.
Mark.
So no protection there.
No.
Should I be buying that insurance, that trip insurance then?
It all depends on how much your investment is, right?
Yeah.
Look, here's the other problem about insurance. Anybody listening to the show who knows that they book online knows that you cannot complete your transaction unless you either opt in or opt out of the insurance.
Yes.
You have no idea what you're covered for, and worse, you have no idea what you're not covered for. So if you want to buy the insurance, go through a travel agent or a travel advisor, opt out of it online. They know exactly what the policy language is so that you're not buying worthless insurance.
I found it interesting that I got an email from Delta apologizing for the flight cancellation and any expenses I incurred because of that cancellation they would pay for.
Well, wait,
except
hotel.
Prepaid hotel. And I
Because
was
they
like,
know. Because they know.
They knew. So so I shouldn't even log onto my credit card and see if that they refunded me that
What
one.
other expenses did you have?
I had to pay $20 for the park and ride for 90 minutes on Friday.
All right. And didn't you have to go back to the airport twice?
Yeah.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
At least you're going to get something out of the deal and a Biscoff cookie.
So here's the deal. Maybe I can gift this to you. I also got an email. Again, I love Delta. It all worked out in the end. I had a perfect weekend, but I got an email for 2 meal vouchers for $12. But I have to.
You know what that gets you? Hold on, stop right there.
Okay.
A photograph of a pretzel at Auntie Anne's. What are you talking about?
I'm just saying. So let's make up for lost time. They give me 2 $12 food vouchers, but they expire on August 5th. I'm not going anywhere in the next. But you might. Can I gift these to you? So
Only
you
on the
can
condition I take a photograph of what that $12 bought me.
An Auntie M's pretzel.
Maybe.
Peter Greenberg live in studio here on the Mark Aram Show. He is going to be in the live lounge this evening for the WSB Carathon incentive package, the Peter Greenberg Experience. I don't want to steal any thunder from what's going to come up tonight, but what are some of the things we're going to be talking about tonight?
Well, we're going to talk about where Americans are going, where they're not going, and why. We're going to talk about not a question of where you're going to go, when you're going to go, or if you're going to go, but how you're going to go, so that you're not a victim.
Interesting.
And we're all victims waiting to happen if we don't do certain things, whether it's airlines, hotels, cruise lines, rental cars, or what we just talked about, insurance. We're going to cover all those bases.
And always ask for the manager, Longoria. That's get us someone that can say yes.
Yeah.
And not
now,
just
by the way,
someone
if the person who can say yes is the only person who can say yes, and they say no, then it really is
a no. But I didn't want to admit that I was upfront on the Delta flight.
Too late now.
But when I booked the flight, and it was kind of last minute, I was like, oh, I was expecting to pay a certain amount just for a coach seat.
But you know what you've done to yourself now?
What's that?
Based on AI pricing,
Yeah.
they're going to charge you more every time you fly because they know you want to fly up front.
Well, I hadn't planned on it, but it was so cheap.
Doesn't matter. It's in the system now.
Like what I thought I was going to pay for coach is what a first class. I was like, oh, all right, I might as well.
But they're going to take that information, or they could,
Yeah.
and apply that to all your travel patterns going forward.
That being said, do me a favor. Write down your Sky Miles number here. I'm gonna use that. Peter Greenberg, tell the folks. I mean, we're gonna see you tonight, but folks that want to follow you online, your newsletter, your television show, everything Greenberg.
Okay, here we go. I do 3 shows right now that are on PBS, Amazon, and Apple TV. One is called The Royal Tour with heads of state as my tour guides, and they get no right of editorial review. So whatever happens, happens. We do a show called Hidden, which means no gift shop, no tour bus, no brochures or guidebooks. I take you to the most extraordinary experiences in a destination that nobody knows about, but that are totally accessible to you. And then our weekly travel show called The Travel Detective, which is about the issues that we're talking about tonight.
When are you going to retire, and can I replace you on these 3 shows?
I'm going to retire if they go to AI pricing from me.
That was a non-answer from Peter Greenberg. Peter, great to see you. Thanks for coming in, and I'll see you tonight, my friend.
Yes, sir.
All right, we're going to come back, update our top local stories. But first, let's check the Monday morning drive around town. Live to Atlanta's only 24-hour traffic center. Hello and good morning, Alex Williams.
Hey, good morning, Mark. It's a messy commute out there this morning. Going to be like that throughout the day, so stick with us. We do have a crash in DeKalb County. It's I-20 westbound. Past Panola Road, exit 71. It's blocking the left lane. That's slowing you back over at Stonecrest. Even a little slow before that coming out of Lithonia. If you're traveling downtown, 85 southbound, a little sluggish from Georgia 400, making your way into Midtown. And 285 southbound brake lights on the west side outer loop below South Cobb Drive to I-20, the West Freeway. Traffic brought to you by the Georgia Lottery. And hey, Georgia, remember you can play Georgia Lottery games from almost anywhere on any device. Go to GALottery.com and click on DigiGames. Alex Williams, 95.5 WSB.
When traffic hits.
I-75 completely shut down north and south between McDonough and Locust Grove.
The Triple Team Traffic Center has you covered.
Brake lights fill in on 316 westbound at Sugarloaf Parkway.
Your source for Atlanta's traffic.
Heavy police fire department activity.
Brought to you by the Cool Ray Lifetime Parts and Labor Warranty.
95.5 WSB, Atlanta's news and talk.
Worried about market losses? If headlines are keeping you up at night, it's time to take control. Hi, I'm Jeff Jr. with Trajan Wealth, and I know you've worked hard to save. But in times like these, what if can turn into what now? If you're planning to retire or are in retirement, you need a strategy that helps protect your future. At Trajan Wealth, you can capture market gains, protect your account from losses, and guarantee income for life. Right now, you could receive a bonus of up to 30% or annual growth of up to 10% for retirement income. You heard me right. An upfront bonus of up to 30% or annual growth of up to 10%, all guaranteed to boost your lifetime income in retirement. Don't leave your future to chance. Plan with confidence. Call 404-390-4000. That's 404-390-4000.
Annuity guarantees are based on the claims paying ability of the issuing insurance company, DBA, in most states as Trajan Wealth Insurance Solutions.
You know how many times people call me to fix their garage door so they could sell their house? For years, they put up with the squeaking and the jamming, or they don't even use it because they lost the remote. Then when it comes time to sell, they fix it up nice for the next guy. For the exact same money, you can fix it up now and enjoy it yourself while you still live there. At Mo Better Garage, we make that way mo better. An expert repair, replacement remote, or garage door tune-up will give you years of trouble-free service. Works great for you, works great for the next guy when you decide to sell. Because you deserve to live in a house as nice as the real estate ad you're going to write about it. How do I know? Because I'm Mo. Call Mo Better Garage and maybe enjoy your garage door so much you decide not to move. Think of the money that'll save.
Mo Better Garage, we make it way more better.
MoBetterGarage.com.
Is your old AC unit ready for another sweltering Atlanta summer? Probably not. Hey, good news. Mark Aaron back from my friends at Reliable. Great new deal going on right now, guys. Any size AC, just $69.99 a month, 0 down, low monthly payments, and next day installation guaranteed, or they pay you $500. Any AC, just $69.99 a month. Book an appointment for a convenient time right on their website at reliableair.com and click on the schedule service button or call or text 770-594-9969.
Men, trouble in the bedroom? Not anymore. Priority Men's Medical Center restores your love life in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? Priority Men's Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant results on their first visit.
Priority Men's Medical Center's breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, regardless of age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. You'll see instant results in the office. Plus, qualified patients get their testosterone checked free. Call 404-885-8885. 404-885-8885. To restore your love life in just one visit, call now. 404-885-8885.
Hey, it's Scott Slade for FGA Roofing. If your home's exterior could use an updated look, or maybe one of your neighbor's designer roofs has caught your eye, and your current roof has started to show its age, then now's the perfect time to check out FGA Roofing for the latest in architectural shingles, timberland shingles, and more. Slate, tile, wood shake, cedar roofs, FGA has them all. FGA Roofing offers 0% financing for 12 months with your good credit. Get the roof you want now and pay over time. Click firstgaroof.com. That's firstgaroof.com.
Every piece of jewelry has a story, and at A1 Gold Buyers, we honor that story with care and respect. When you're ready to sell, we'll offer a fair appraisal and instant payment for your gold, silver, and luxury watches. As a family-owned business, we pride ourselves on creating a welcoming, trustworthy experience at our convenient upscale location. 5779 State Bridge Road in Johns Creek, right next to Pike Nursery. A1GoldBuyers.com. A1 Gold Buyers, where you get great service and great prices.
Dave Baker here for my deck experts at Ben Hill Renovations. Still dragging your heels on that new deck? I get it. You want to make sure you find the right builder. You want Ben Hill Renovations. From their superior craftsmanship to their workmanship warranty, they are your one-stop shop when it comes to upgrading your outdoor living space. Visit their showroom or see them on the web at bhrenovations.com and schedule a free design consultation at your home. Ben Hill Renovations, creating raving fans since 1964.
Headline from Bloomberg this morning: Trump builds $274 million war chest ahead of the midterms. Covering the story for Bloomberg is Bill Allison. Bill, good morning. That's a big number, but reading in your reporting, the source of the $274 million made me go, Elon Musk, who's had his difficulties recently with President Trump, he's still out there fundraising for Republicans for the midterms.
Yeah, he gave not only the $5 million to Trump, he also gave $5 million to each of the two super PACs that help elect Republican senators and House members. So now, in fairness, or I think it's worth pointing out that this came before the One Big Beautiful bill passed and was signed. So it was late in June, and it was kind of July 4th that, Trump had the signing ceremony for the One Big Beautiful Bill, as they like to call it. I feel silly every time I have to repeat it. We'll just call it the tax bill from now on. But anyway, after that happened, Elon Musk started talking about forming a third party. So, maybe he'd like to have that money back. I'm not sure.
And maybe not donate any further to that war chest.
We'll have to see.
Interesting. Jeff Yass is another name mentioned in your piece. Who's Jeff Yass, and why is he so concerned with the midterms?
He is. He's made his money through quantum trading, which is basically, using mathematical models. And I have to admit that one of the reasons I went into journalism is I was told there'd be no math.
Exactly.
So I'm probably not able to describe it exactly. But he's also a huge investor, he and his firm, in the company that owns TikTok. And so obviously that, how that situation is worked out is a big concern to him. If the U.S. government has a law that says that TikTok has to be sold or banned from the U.S., and President Trump has delayed it several times, and so that's one of his big interests. He's also a big owner of Bitcoin, or has been. So he's a crypto enthusiast as well.
Yeah, and I don't have time to go further in this, but a lot of crypto industry donors helping President Trump, looking for deregulation, I guess, or regulation, or
I think regulation. I mean, what they were looking for is somebody to kind of set the rules of the road, and it's largely because without that kind of certainty, as we saw with a lot of different crypto businesses under the Biden administration, the SEC starts to say that you're illegally trading securities, you're doing this, you're doing that, you're running afoul of the law. And because there was no regulation of crypto directly for the industry. So now that there is, they're hoping that they won't have those kinds of problems.
Bill Allison, Bloomberg News. Bill, appreciate your time as always. 2 minutes away from news, weather, and traffic. When we come back, posturing from the two biggest nuclear superpowers on the globe. What does it all mean? Military analyst Colonel Jeff McCausland live next on The Mark Arum Show.
This is Scott Slade, and nothing takes the place of time when it comes to spotting problems with your health, especially cancer. The earlier, the better. That's where virtual imaging comes in. Virtual imaging's LDCT core body scan can be invaluable, giving you more time for you and your loved ones to take charge of your health. They can detect tumors as early as precancerous virtually anywhere in your body, and aneurysms you may not even know are there. Due to overwhelming demand for a limited time, their $995 core body scan offer has been extended. It's a $2,495 value. Early detection saves lives, and now it's more affordable than ever. Virtual Imaging has gotten such great response to this offer that they've opened up more times in both offices, but appointments will fill up fast, so don't wait. Some minimum requirements may apply. Early detection is your best protection. To schedule your virtual imaging $995 core body scan, call 770-678-SCAN. That's 770-678-SCAN. Or make an appointment by visiting their website at virtualimagingatl.com.
If I said to focus your energy, where would you start? Let's say you run a business, a school campus, a hospital, or a government facility. Finding ways to save can be overwhelming, but Georgia Power has energy efficiency tips and rebates to help. Things like improving lighting with LEDs, making HVAC upgrades, adding building controls, and more. Look, you've got a business to run and numbers to hit. Georgia Power can help you focus your energy where it matters most. Learn more at georgiapower.com/biz.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Call 1-877-CARS for Kids to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News, weather,
Traffic. 95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's News and Talk.
It's 11:30. Good morning. I'm Sabrina Cupid. This news sponsored by Rocco's European Garage. We are under a flood watch through 8 o'clock tonight. WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards says you'll be in the rain all day long.
Hold onto your umbrella. We'll have scattered rain showers. Some will be heavy at times through the course this afternoon, this evening, and continuing in tomorrow. And adding it all up, we're looking at an additional 2.5 to 4 inches of rainfall between now and Wednesday morning.
And she says it is cool, too. In fact, we could see a record low high today. Former University of Tennessee football coach Derek Dooley is the latest Republican to officially challenge Democratic U.S. Senator Jon Ossoff.
Professional politicians like Jon Ossoff are the problem. Lawlessness, open season on the border, inflation everywhere, woke stuff, that's what they represent.
Now, in his campaign announcement video, Dooley touts his lack of potential experience and the legacy of his late father, legendary University of Georgia football coach Vince Dooley. Congressman Buddy Carter and Congressman Mike Collins are already in the race. Funeral services will be held today in Dunwoody for Dunwoody detective Jordan Laverty, who passed away unexpectedly last week. He was only 35 years old and leaves behind a wife and 4 children. Services will be held this afternoon at Woodstock City Church in Woodstock. That's on Ridgewalk Parkway. Visitation is at 1 o'clock. The service to follow at 2. It is open to the public. A GoFundMe has been set up by the Dunwoody Police Foundation to help his wife and children. Well, whooping cough cases appear to be on the rise here in the United States as children are back in class. Dr. Dave Weber says the cough can be very serious.
So first of all, it is quite contagious in very young children. As many as 2/3 will have periods where they stop breathing. About 20% of children who are young will get pneumonia.
Now, CDC data showing that there were 6 times as many cases of whooping cough in 2024 compared to 2023. New CDC data also showing a high number of children did not get the recommended vaccines at the start of last school year. So you're urged to make sure your children are up to date on their vaccinations. Machinists at Boeing's defense business have gone on strike as of midnight after rejecting the company's latest contract offer.
About 3,200 employees at Boeing plants in Missouri and Illinois are off the job, shutting down fighter jet production. Workers went against their union leaders who'd recommended that Boeing's offer be approved. The labor action will ramp up financial pressure on Boeing's Defense and Space Division, which generates almost a third of the company's revenue. At the same time, the operation that's now on strike is far smaller than the civil aircraft business that took a big hit late last year by a walkout. I'm Bloomberg's Gina Cervetti for 95.5 WSB.
Gas prices are holding steady. The average price per gallon in Georgia, $2.91 a gallon. In an unusual turn, the price remains unchanged from both last week and last month and sits at 38 cents lower than this time a year ago. So filling up a 15-gallon tank of regular unleaded now costing the average driver about $43.65. The national average, by the way, is up a penny to $3.15 a gallon. Let's take a look at the markets. We're in the green this morning. The Dow's up 459 at 44,047. So the Dow's up more than a full percent. NASDAQ's up more than 1.5%. And the S&P's up more than a full percent. It's time now for live team coverage of traffic and weather brought to you by Finley Roofing. Here's Alex Williams.
Double trouble out on the East Freeway, Sabrina. We've got a left lane crash, 20 westbound past Panola Road, exit 71. But before you get there, car on its roof, I-20 westbound at Evans Mill Road, exit 74 there near Lithonia Industrial Boulevard. So they got a right lane block there. Very tough to get out of Lithonia over to the east side perimeter. Go ahead and use Covington Highway. I-20 eastbound, the collector distributor ramp stacked up on that West Freeway East Freeway, I should say, leaving 285 due to right lane construction on that CD ramp at Wesley Chapel Road, exit 68. Alex Williams, 95.5 WSB.
This is WSB meteorologist Christina Upwards. Cloudy skies with rain showers today. Some will be heavy at times. Staying cool with a high of 68. Lows tonight in the mid-60s. Off and on rain showers for tomorrow, high 72. Mostly cloudy on Wednesday, high 78.
It is 65 degrees right now in Alpharetta and Sugar Hill. Fayetteville has 66 degrees. We'll have more news at noon. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Sabrina Cupid, 95.5 WSB.
Eric Erickson.
I try even when I don't agree.
The opinions expressed are his.
To at least exercise some basic empathy.
And that's what makes you listen.
Coming in like a wrecking ball, taking it all out. It's fantastic.
Eric Erickson.
Today, starting at noon.
95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
I will happily swear in Jeanine Pirro, who's going to be fantastic at what she does in D.C.
President Trump congratulating Jeanine Pirro as the new top prosecutor in D.C. President Trump made headlines on Friday concerning our nuclear submarines, what it means in the Russia-Ukraine war. Next on the Mark Arum Show.
Hey Atlanta, it's Jonathan Geller at D. Geller & Son Jewelers. You know, my dad was on the air with WSB before I was born, and in all that time on talk radio, a couple of things have stayed true. It's a little hard to know who to trust, and things stay pretty unstable. Here's what's always been true. You can trust D. Geller & Son. 3 generations of Atlanta shoppers have. We've had Atlanta's best quality jewelry at the best value since 1939. The whole month of August, get 0% APR financing for 60 months on your next jewelry purchase at D. Geller & Son in Kennesaw, Sandy Springs, and online at dgeller.com.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Last year, more clients hired Morgan & Morgan than ever before. We now have more offices, more staff, and more lawyers than any other injury firm in the world, protecting America, fighting for you.
Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Playing a game with your family, that's a lot of fun. Playing a game with your roof, you'll lose every time. Dave Baker here for Findlay Roofing, the roof guys. When it comes to replacing or repairing your roof, think of Findlay first. You'll always win with Findlay. They're the extra effort experts with high quality, highly rated roofing experience and expertise. They've replaced over 65,000 roofs locally. With Findlay, manners matter. With Findlay, you get upfront pricing, exceptional service, and they'll treat your home like it's their own. Win, win, win. Only Findlay Roofing stands behind their work with a lifetime leak-free warranty at no additional cost, and you'll pay nothing until the job is complete. Findlay Roofing is the perfect match for any roofing issues. Plus, they offer 0% financing. Get started with a free roof analysis at findlayroofing.com.
Do you have an unused vehicle sitting in your driveway? Imagine turning it into a new beginning. When you donate your car, truck, or van to Tommy Nobis Center, you're helping people with disabilities get the training and support they need to enter the workforce and build successful careers. Your vehicle donation fuels real change, giving people a chance to achieve independence and purpose. And it's easy. We'll handle everything from pickup to paperwork. Plus, it's tax deductible. Donate today at TommyNobisCenter.org. Make a difference, one vehicle at a time.
You worked hard for your 401k, but if you've left your job, your money might be sitting in the wrong hands. I'm Jeff Jr. with Trajan Wealth, and it's very possible that the 401k that you have had for years has hidden fees and limited investment choices. But if you're no longer with the company, that 401k may be at the mercy of your former employer. All of these things could be costing you thousands. Rolling over your 401k into an IRA can provide better investment options that align with your long-term goals. At Trajan Wealth, we're fiduciary advisors that are held to a higher standard with no hidden agenda and no hidden fees. Don't let your retirement dollars sit in an old plan, and don't roll it over to your new plan without consulting Trajan Wealth first. Call 404-390-4000. That's 404-390-4000.
Advisory services are offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
11:38. Welcome back to the Mark Arum Show. Colonel Jeff McCausland seconds away, but first we have some tickets to give away. Deborah Green, what do we have today, my friend?
Tickets to go check out Blackberry Smoke with Mike Campbell and the Dirty Knobs at Cadence Bank Amphitheater at Chastain Park on August 9th.
I mean, the Dirty Knobs. Come on, you got to go see the Dirty Knobs. 10th caller to Vinny at 404-872-0750. 10th caller to 404-872-0750 wins a pair of tickets to see Blackberry Smoke and Dirty Knobs, courtesy of the Mark Arum Show and 95.5 WSB. All right, joining us live now, CBS News military analyst Colonel Jeff McCausland. Colonel, good morning as always. Thanks for your time.
Mark, it's a great pleasure.
I mean, the news cycle just simply will not stop, Colonel, but the big headline was the President Trump announcing that he's moved some nuclear subs around a different location in response to what's going on with Russia and Ukraine. Where should we begin with this story?
Well, I think we begin where it starts, and that, of course, is Mr. Trump announcing that he was going to shorten the deadline until later this week, probably the 8th of August, whereby he would impose sanctions not only on Russia, we don't trade with Russia very much right now, but secondary sanctions on other countries, think India or China, if they don't cease and desist from buying oil from Russia in an effort to leverage the Russians to negotiations and perhaps a ceasefire to end the war in Ukraine. In response, former President of the Russian Federation, Medvedev, who's been kind of an aggressive, if you will, attack dog for the Kremlin, reminded Trump that, well, Russia is doing everything right, to quote him, and that Russia has a nuclear strike capability to include the ability to launch weapons even automatically if they were doing it under attack. Now the president responds with this repositioning of nuclear submarines in response to that implied threat by Medvedev. But candidly, Mark, I got to tell you, I'm not quite sure what this all means. The president doesn't specify what type of submarine. We have two nuclear submarines. One are attack submarines, Virginia class, that are basically anti-ship, though they can launch cruise missiles, but not with nuclear warheads. The other, of course, more importantly, perhaps are our boomers that can launch ICBMs, or submarine-launched ballistic missiles anyway, with a range of about 4,600 miles. But on every single day, there are 8 to 10 Ohio-class nuclear submarines patrolling around the world, most of which I'm sure are within range of Russian targets.
Colonel, to quote the president, he ordered two nuclear submarines, quote, to be positioned in the appropriate regions. Do we have any idea what those regions are, where those subs were coming from, where they're going?
No, we don't. And that's like I say, we have subs on patrol all the time. The majority, if not all of them, are positioned where they could strike targets in the Russian Federation because of their range, number one. And number two, of course, our tensions with the Russian Federation. So it's, again, unclear exactly what he was talking about, or, in fact, if any of these submarines would need to be repositioned from where their normal patrol routes are right now. Furthermore, of course, we're not going to provide any details about what those geographic locations are because, obviously, one of the great advantages of submarines is their somewhat invisibility and not being able to pinpoint their location like you could a bomber base or an ICBM field.
With rhetoric heating up and allegedly movement of our nuclear subs, are we at the point where, we might lower our DEFCON number to this point?
I think this is more a rhetorical escalation as opposed to a military escalation. In the aftermath, the Russians have not acknowledged too much. Senior U.S. officials privately said they're not really terribly concerned about this. But anytime a world leader now on social media is talking about nuclear weapons and the positioning of nuclear weapons vis-a-vis an adversary, that's cause for concern. And, Mark, it's kind of ironic that it occurs this week we're talking about it, because on Wednesday, the 6th of August, will be the 80th anniversary of the bombing of Hiroshima, the first time a nuclear weapon was used in warfare, and then 3 days later, Nagasaki. And in those two strikes, over 200,000 people were killed. But I want to stress, I think this is rhetorical to appeal Mr. Medvedev's case to Russian nationalists, that Russia is strong in the light of ongoing pressure from the West, number one. Also to paint a picture that this conflict in Ukraine is in reality a confrontation between the West and Russia, which they stress a lot. I think on Mr. Trump's side as well, it's more of an appeal to the domestic constituency he represents, that the United States is going to be strong and not going to be pushed around or make that suggestion at least.
CBS News military analyst Colonel Jeff McCausland. Colonel, thanks so much for your time. As always, I appreciate it, my friend.
My pleasure.
There you go. I think the Colonel mentioned that August 8th ceasefire negotiation deadline is just a couple of days away, so something worth monitoring. All right, let's head back to D.C. Joining us from ABC News, Steve Portnoy. Stephen, Friday morning on the show, we were reporting the job numbers and the reaction from Wall Street. Get off the air, and we find out that President Trump fires the lady in charge of those job numbers. Is this an unprecedented act by the president?
Well, look, I don't know, in the long history of the Bureau of Labor Statistics, I don't know that there's never been someone removed, but it goes back to 1884 when Congress decided that it would be necessary to stand up a government organization that could report on the economic health and growth of the country. So is it possible that this has happened before? Yes, but no one around today can remember a circumstance like this, where the president, unhappy with the reporting, accuses the Bureau of Labor Statistics of producing phony and wrong numbers, and deciding that because the person who heads it was appointed by Joe Biden, that it's time for a change. Ultimately, he makes these allegations that the numbers have been, made to look bad for him and good for his predecessor. But there's no one else close to this who can say that that's true. I mean, the president's economic advisors were on television yesterday, and they struggled to explain how there's any truth to that. Nevertheless, the law gives the president the power to do what he's done here, and he's taken it. But it has ramifications. It could. The argument being that, it's businesses, large-scale investors, small-scale investors who make decisions based on the data that the Bureau of Labor Statistics puts out. It's not just employment data, but also inflation data that sometimes the president has pointed to and said, oh, I like this report, but he says he didn't like that one, and so now the person who put out both has to go. And ultimately, it raises the specter of political interference or political pressure on this organization, which again goes back to 1884. And it could raise doubts about the quality of the data going forward. If there's now a sort of an understanding that you better put out numbers the president likes or else, that could raise doubts about the numbers that are put out by BLS going forward. And again, it's not just how politicians are rated or graded by the public. It's, businesses make decisions as to, whether they're going to eliminate positions or create positions and how much money to offer people who take those jobs based on the data put out by BLS. And the economists we've spoken with say they're horrified by the idea that a person in this role could be seen as someone who is loyal to or a lackey of any particular president at any given point in time. Erica McIntyre has been a career government statistician, economist, and the person who preceded her, who served Donald Trump in the first term, says that he can't believe that this has happened. And so, generally speaking, there's been a lot of criticism of the president's move, but the law that created this post does not have any restrictions on the president's ability to remove this person. There's no for-cause firing clause here, as there are for other government posts. Either way, generally speaking, the executive branch under Donald Trump views the president's constitutional power as unlimited when it comes to his ability to fire people who work in the executive branch, even if Congress, when creating these posts, sought to establish limits. In this case, there were none, and the president acted.
That being said, Stephen, has the president named a replacement yet?
Not yet, but he says he'll do it in the 3 or 4 days, so you might expect it sometime this week. But that person will be subject to far more interest and scrutiny in the Senate confirmation process than perhaps anyone else before him or her. It's worth noting that Erica McIntyre was confirmed a year and a half ago, 86-8 in the Senate. And among those who voted for her, the sitting vice president and sitting secretary of state, J.D. Vance and Marco Rubio, gave a thumbs up.
Interesting. Stephen, this is a lot to unpack, but the revisions of the numbers, that's something we've grown accustomed to, right? This wasn't a one-off that those past projections were revised.
Well, it's interesting. Look, the president in years past has pointed to numbers coming out of the Bureau of Labor Statistics and alleged without any evidence that they're phony or fraudulent or cooked up or wrong. What he uses to make the argument is the fact that these numbers are revised, sometimes dramatically revised. It was last year a revision of 800,000. This year, this last week, a 250,000. And if he isn't arguing that they're phony, he argues that they're flat out wrong. But that's, I don't know if it's a systemic problem or just a function of the way this works, where the data comes in over time. It's survey data. The government sends out surveys to employers all across the country, and it takes time for that data to come back. And the expectation that the government, that the public has, that the markets have, is that this data is going to be reported as quickly as possible with an understanding that over time it'll become more accurate as more data comes in. Because one thing I read over the weekend indicated that the initial reporting is based on only 60% of survey responses. Well, that means that 40% is still outstanding. Now, how could the 60% result in data that sometimes is so wildly off, where all of a sudden 250,000 jobs come off the books over a span of 2 months? It's a fair question to ask. But the idea that it's one person at the top of the organization who can make an impact, that, there's no one who says that the problem is the leadership of the organization. And nevertheless, the president has made this decision that someone's head had to roll because he didn't like the data. And so ultimately, look, is the president proposing to create a new way of churning out this information? Maybe he is. But can the markets and employers trust that the data is going to be as accurate as it has been in the past, despite the built-in understanding that sometimes the data fluctuates before it's permanently on the record? We'll see.
Yeah, maybe we'll see a change in methodology going forward. Stephen Portnoy, ABC News. Stephen, as always, thanks for your time.
You bet.
Need to change that methodology. Hey, congrats to Ann in Athens. She won tickets to see Blackberry Smoke, courtesy of the Mark Arum Show. We'll be right back to put a bow on this, but right now we got a travel advisory on I-20. Where are we talking, Alex Williams?
Out in Lithonia, car is rolled over. They only have a left lane open. I-20 westbound, Evans Mill Road, exit 74. But even once you get past that, there's trouble I-20 westbound in the left lane past Panola Road, exit 71. So really a mess on I-20 westbound between Lithonia and the east side perimeter. Use Covington Highway as an alternate. Looking for new trouble down by the airport, I-85 southbound. It's right around Virginia Avenue. I think it's a stall. They're about to block all lanes and get it off to the right. And also, if you're traveling downtown, 75-85 northbound, getting slower from I-20 up toward Freedom Parkway. We're going to check the jam cam for that new slow zone. Alex Williams, 95.5 WSB.
What would you do with $1,000 this summer?
Hotel, pool, week at the beach, cabin in the woods.
Whatever you want to do this summer,
WSB has $1,000 to make it happen.
Thank you.
$1,000 Thursdays gives you the chance to win $1,000 every hour between 9 a.m. and 4 p.m.
I am so excited.
Listen for the keyword at 9, 10, and 11 a.m. and 12, 1, 2, and 3 p.m.
Enter the keyword at WSBradio.com or on the WSB app. Within that hour,
You could win $1,000.
No way. Is this a joke?
Get all the info at WSBradio.com.
$1,000 Thursdays.
This Thursday from 95.5 WSB, where Atlanta wins.
This is Scott Slade, and nothing takes the place of time when it comes to spotting problems with your health, especially cancer. The earlier, the better. That's where virtual imaging comes in. Virtual imaging's LDCT body scan can be invaluable, giving you more time for you and your loved ones to take charge of your health. They can detect tumors as early as precancerous virtually anywhere in your body, and aneurysms you may not even know are there. Due to overwhelming demand for a limited time, their $995 core body scan offer has been extended. It's a $2,495 value. Early detection saves lives, and now it's more affordable than ever. Virtual Imaging has gotten such great response to this offer that they've opened up more times in both offices, but appointments will fill up fast, so don't wait. Some minimum requirements may apply. Early detection is your best protection. To schedule your virtual imaging $995 core body scan, call 770-678-SCAN. That's 770-678-SCAN. or make an appointment by visiting their website at virtualimagingatl.com.
Home improvement projects can be a stressful guessing game. Trust the Plus. Painting Plus, the highest level of communication. The Plus means siding, gutters, windows, decks, porches, roofing, and of course, painting.
Hi, I'm Charlie, owner of Painting Plus and the Plus family of businesses. We'll make you comfortable and keep you informed with every step of your project.
If your home's exterior has it, the Plus can improve it. Painting Plus, siding, gutters, windows, decks, porches, roofing, and more. Trust the Plus. PaintingPlus.com.
It's your money. Get it sooner. All you need is direct deposit with a checking or savings account at Coosa Valley Credit Union. This is Andy Harris, president of Coosa Valley Credit Union. Not only can you get your money sooner, but we believe in kinder banking where you deal with real people in person. So come see us.
Atlanta DIY landlords, listen up. If you're exhausted from managing your rental properties all by yourself, my friends at Renters Warehouse Atlanta offering a 90-day test drive. Hire Renters Warehouse to manage your rental property for a low flat monthly fee as low as $115. If you're not satisfied at any time in the first 3 months, you can fire them. Get your management fees back. What do you get for that low flat monthly fee? A dedicated property management team, maintenance coordination, move in and move out property condition reports, advanced tenant screening with a 9-month tenant warranty, professional photography and videography, lease renewal processing and negotiations, online rent collection, monthly owner cash flow statements, and more. Renters Warehouse, so confident you'll love their service, they want an addition for your business. Choice is yours. Keep DIYing or see how Renters Warehouse can make your life easier. Start your 90-day test drive today. Go to rwatlanta.com or call 404-662-2322, 404-662-2322.
Hi, I'm Glenn Burns. As a meteorologist for over 40 years, I've seen how weather impacts our homes. That's why I chose windows that withstand our weather extremes and keep my family comfortable. I picked North Georgia replacement windows for my home, and I recommend them for yours. Their Infinity from Marvin fiberglass windows are beautiful, and they're energy efficient. Plus, I know my windows will stay tight and true no matter the forecast.
Infinity from Marvin, replacement windows, yeah!
You spotted your termite guy strolling your yard. Is he just getting his steps in? Does he even know where your bait stations are? Scott Slade here. Just ask them to show me the bait stations. If they can't, it's time to switch to Breda Pest Management with a complete liquid barrier, not bait stations, plus early detection both inside and out. And your termite rate is locked in for 10 years. Breda, they handle bugs and critters.
Breda, no need to be afraid of bugs.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. We're a different kind of wireless company dedicated to serving people 50 and up, like me. Because let's face it, our needs are different. Big wireless unlimited plans are designed for 20-somethings, not us. At Consumer Cellular, we're focused on one thing, bringing you affordable, reliable rate plans that suit your needs, not ours. How do we do that? We start by using the same towers as the big guys, the exact same towers. We then create rate plans designed for your usage. The fact is, we can offer you an unlimited plan with the same network quality for less because we understand how you use wireless services. Our plans start at just $20 a month. And forget trying to chat with robots. You'll get 100% US-based award-winning customer service when you need help. Come find out how wireless should be and join the millions who've made the switch.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com/facts. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
11:55 on this final segment of the Monday edition of the Mark Arum Show. Hallelujah! Eric Erickson's back live, coming up noon to 3 on 95.5 WSB. Went long last segment, so let's go straight to...
Longoria's Fact of the Day.
All right, today is National Chocolate Chip Cookie Day, and weighing over 40,000 pounds, it's the largest chocolate chip cookie ever. It was baked by the Immaculate Baking Company in 2003, and Americans consume over 2 billion chocolate chip cookies annually.
Why, I gotta give up sugar. You can't give me a sweet treat fact of the days, big man.
Oh, I can't give you those either?
This is how much I've gone off of sweets.
Okay.
So, Deborah, you're gonna want to hear this story. After my flight got canceled Friday and I was driving back from the airport, I was like, I got to treat myself to a meal. So I pull off the interstate and go to Golden Corral. You've been to the GC with me a number of times, Longoria, and I always save room for dessert.
Of course you do.
I forewent. I ignored the buffet dessert bar.
Wow.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you. Like soft serve and pies and bread pudding and
cookies,
cobbler,
chocolate chip cookies.
So I can't bake anything for the office
No,
anymore.
No, you can.
Only
you can.
I only want savory empanadas from you, Deborah. Yeah,
Oh,
that's how. And you got to throw. Now I want a chocolate chip cookie. I think that just cost someone star the show.
Whoa, come on now.
No sweet treat factors of the day until I'm off. Until I get my stomach right.
You guys ready for the Mark Aram Star?
I did have a deep dish pizza in Chicago. That was really, really good. Paul Milanato's or something. I don't know. It was. Well, I don't have time for this, but I ordered Uber Eats to my hotel, and it was BOGO. And I was like, am I that fat that I get two BOGO? No, I didn't do it. All right, stars of the show. White House correspondent John Decker, Stephen Portnoy in D.C., Zachary Hansen from the Atlanta Journal-Constitution. Great stuff on that huge Amazon purchase between here and Macon. Speaking of Macon, Eric Erickson joined us live. Peter Greenberg in studio. Bill Allison from Bloomberg. Colonel Jeff McCausland. And Stephen Portnoy from ABC. Scott Slade joins us live tomorrow. If you are coming to the station for the Peter Greenberg travel experience, I will see you tonight. Otherwise, I'll be posting pictures of the event on all my social media, so go ahead and give a follow. At Mark Arum, MarkArum. And you can check out in my story, I still have a couple of stories up from Chicago, including the aforementioned deep dish pizza. Stay safe. Enjoy this free weather Monday. We'll be back tomorrow. Have a great Monday, Atlanta.
Oh, yes, he is. Now be with him. I know you will. On that midnight train to Georgia. Living on a midnight train.
WSB Atlanta, WSBB FM, and HD1 Doraville. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's news and talk.
WSB consumer expert Clark Howard, sponsored by Ragsdale Heating, Air, Plumbing, and Electrical.
I'm obsessed with the warehouse clubs, and the data shows clearly that more and more Americans are as well. Why? Because you're getting a smaller markup on the items you need. So if you are really feeling pinched, you want to look at the warehouse clubs, and specifically at Costco, Kirkland Signature Goods, and at Sam's Club Members Mark Goods to stretch your dollar even more.
If you're thinking about selling your home this summer, now is the time. With a guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate, you can sell your home hassle-free and make the most money. Hi, this is Mark Spain. The guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate's the easiest way to sell your home. Skip the hassle of costly repairs and sell your home stress-free. There's no showings, no open houses, and no waiting or wondering when your home's going to sell. Our guaranteed offer keeps you in control. Go to markspain.com to get a guaranteed offer on your home today. That's markspain.com and start packing.
News, weather,
Traffic. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's news and talk.
It is 12 o'clock on this Monday, August 4th. Good afternoon. I'm Sabrina Cupid. The news here at noon is sponsored by Jim Ellis Automotive. If you're headed out for lunch, grab the umbrella, maybe even a light jacket. You might need it.
Off and on rain through the course of today, through tonight, and continuing into tomorrow. And an additional 2 to 4.5 inches of rainfall likely between now and Wednesday afternoon.
And WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards says in addition to the rain, it is much cooler today. Highs only around 68.
That may be a record low high temperature, meaning that the average high is 90, but a high of 68 would be a record low for the afternoon.
Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast will come your way at 12:05, and the weather could slow down your travels. Weather is just one factor, though, blamed for the recent troubles with delays and cancellations at Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport. WSB travel editor Peter Greenberg says airlines are also scheduling too many flights.
There's not a runway in America that can accommodate more than 23 takeoffs in any given hour, given spacing, right? So why would the airports, including Atlanta, allow for scheduling of 34 departures at 8 o'clock in the morning?
And Greenberg says anytime there's a problem with weather on the East Coast, you're going to have delays here in Atlanta. This is new at noon. An arrest has now been made after a sex toy was thrown on the court during an